Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 104 of the MeepleCore Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast about board games, video games, music, and nerd culture. I am your host, Tim Jennette, the Middle Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
George Breden
and Matt Robert.
In this episode, we give you our first impressions for the board games Terror Below, St. Petersburg 2nd Edition, and Folklore, the Affliction. It's that spooky time of year again, and so we talk about our favorite Halloween movies. We give you not one, but 3 top 5 Halloween-themed lists, and we see who can interpret rap lyrics the best. And much more! I just see George laughing. I didn't tell him about the...
no.
This is going to be great. This is going to be great. If you're listening to the podcast or watching videos or whatever, well, you won't hear this on the videos, but stay tuned. The last topic is going to be brilliant, awesome. I'm really sad that Eric couldn't make it this time. He has a lot of work stuff going on. But when I was at Goodwill, I found a book called Understand Rap: Explanations of Confusing Rap Lyrics That You and Your Grandma Can Understand. I've went through this whole book. I don't know if, George, you can see this on the video, but I have all these Post-it notes at the top as tabs because I picked out the ones that are appropriate. Or at least they're not appropriate. Or you know what I mean? I took away all the non-appropriate ones.
Yeah.
And it's going to be funny because I took the ones that are very obscure sounding, and then it tells you, oh man, just wait. So stay tuned until the end of the episode. But first,
It's going to be important to know when that book was published as well.
I will say that, but it's 2010. So it's not going to have any like very new stuff, but it does have a lot of classics in it.
Okay.
So first, Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. If all the states in the USA were represented by food, what food would each state be represented by?
That's a long question.
That is a long question. We're not going to go over all 50 states.
We got to go over all 50 states.
Idaho, potatoes. No.
Florida, orange.
Florida, orange.
Yeah, that's
What would Kentucky be?
Georgia.
Other than
peanuts.
tobacco.
Ohio, chili on spaghetti.
Chili on spaghetti. Tennessee, fudge and pancakes.
Wait, what would Kentucky be?
Tobacco.
As a food?
As a food?
People chew it and eat it. I don't know, actually. What would it be?
I just think of the hot brown.
The hot brown?
Yeah.
That's fair.
It doesn't represent us, but I know it's associated with us. So
What is that?
it's an open face gravy sandwich. I don't know the
A
ins and
gravy
outs of it.
sandwich?
Yeah. Yeah, it's you'd be surprised whenever you meet someone from out of your state and you bring up the fact that you're from Kentucky. They always ask about bourbon and hot browns.
And if we wear shoes.
And wear shoes, yeah.
Then we just say we're in Louisville, so we don't know
Yeah.
about the rest of
We're
Kentucky.
not from the rural part. We're from the city.
Until just recently, I was in Kentucky, and I've never heard of a hot brown. So this is new to me. That's interesting.
I've lived here all my life, and I've never had one. So I just know what it is. Kind of.
Oh, that's funny.
I think we really went through all the states we actually could
That's about it, yeah.
plug in.
New
there.
York pizza.
Pizza, yeah. That was kind of a...
Chicago style pizza.
The state
Wanna
of
be New
Chicago.
York pizza.
All we're doing is naming foods that we're kind of going outside of it.
Yeah, don't they? Do they have national foods like a national bird for each state?
No,
No, well, they should.
No? Oh, they should, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I've
think they
read
kinda
lists
do,
where
though.
it's like top food, like for each city or state.
Did we do
This and that.
Indiana?
Indiana, what would Indiana be? This has got we got to trash them
Cheeseburgers.
somehow. No,
We got to trash them somehow.
Trash. What would Indiana be?
They got Gen Con, so we got to be a little bit careful.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't know what I mean.
Corn.
that,
You see a lot of corn when you're driving through Indiana.
That's true.
that sounds like Ohio, which is confusing that they like chili so much. Apparently, according to George.
That's Cincinnati, really.
Oh, gotcha. That's not even, I mean, I guess that's Ohio.
It's not
like-
even Ohio.
I mean, it is, but it feel like whenever I say Cincinnati, I just picture Kentucky still because it's just like right there.
Yeah.
It's like saying New Albany, which is right across the street from the street being a river. of Kentucky, of Louisville. We're going to ask one more. We're going to get a twofer for this one. Twofer. Yeah. Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. What trait do you like the most about yourself?
Oh.
Insightful.
Getting deep. We could just do a whole episode where we just do a bunch of random questions. We did that actually once.
No way.
Or we did a topic. Weren't you on there? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was me, Eric, and Matt. Matt, do you remember that where we did the 20 questions and we just went through them? I just found the 20 questions online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Alexa, but you just...
It wasn't Alexa,
yes,
right.
Right.
Who, ironically, we said the name multiple times and she didn't even hear us, but that's fine. So what trait do you like about yourself the most, George?
Empathy. I'm empathetic.
What's that?
I feel people.
I know that was a joke, actually, because I'm always told I'm not empathetic. Like, zero empathy.
I wouldn't say zero.
I mean,
You're not very.
I'm not very.
Correct.
I can sympathize with people.
If you choose to.
Yeah, I just don't feel their pain. I feel like that comes a lot with like IT people though, because we're so focused on the technicalities of stuff. You know what I mean? Black and white. Like people are like, are you afraid your mom's going to get lung cancer and die? I was like, she kind of deserves it because she smokes and she's not supposed to. So prime example, I guess, but it's kind of like, yeah, I would be sad that she would die because of that. But it's kind of like, you got to stop. You've been told multiple times. This is getting deep. You've been told multiple times by the doctor. You've had multiple heart attacks. They're like, if you continue this, you will kill yourself, basically. And it's kind of like, I mean, you're choosing your own destiny at that point.
Yeah, but then here I am thinking, but there's so many reasons why somebody might not actually be in control of what they, end up doing. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of the opposite. Yeah.
That's true. I can see that. Matt, what about you?
I am pretty empathetic, but I'll go with, and this isn't to be silly sounding, but I guess the best way to put it is just my realness.
Your realness?
My realness.
On the episode where we're going to talk about rap lyrics, he's real.
I'm real.
He's real.
This is what I am what I am.
No, that's fair. That's a good trait to have.
I don't put a show on for anybody.
You're not faking it to making it?
I ain't faking it to make it. Sometimes that's, I think sometimes I get the raw deal sometimes because of that, but at least I'm secure and I feel better about myself at the end. I didn't have to change the way I am to gain or to get anything, I guess. So
yeah, no, that's good. That's a respectful trait.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And empathy is a really good trait too. It's just some people don't have it. I've tried so much,
Some people don't.
Some people do not.
Yeah, and that's cool. That not everyone is going to be like everyone else.
Yeah. I think one of mine is, I don't know what it's called, but I get a satisfaction of providing for people or providing some way. Like, for instance, just to give a couple examples. One, obviously my family, I like to go, like even when the pandemic started, I like to go and get the food. I feel like I'm the ancient caveman at that point.
Foraging.
I'm like scavenger who forages for food. Yeah. But on top of that, if people are into something and they're really excited and it's something I'm into, I love to provide them with things that I have, like extras. Like, I can't remember, it wasn't you. I think it was Jeremy. But I gave him a bunch of paints and paintbrushes and stuff because he was like, I'm going to paint a bunch of miniatures. I'm like, just went through all my stuff. And I'm like, I got to help him get to the point where he doesn't need anything. He can just only buy new stuff to replace stuff that might be, not as good. Mm-hmm. Like, so I like to help people out in that way and help them out. Like if people wanted to get into board games or whatever, like I love helping people out when it comes to that stuff. I don't know what that kind of trait is called, and I'm always saying that because Rachel has told me I'm kind of like that and I didn't even really know it. I was just doing it and she was like, I think you really enjoy doing that stuff. Like I really enjoy helping people out somewhat. Mm-hmm. Now it depends, right? So if somebody's like, hey, you want to come over and help me work on my car? Nope. I'm all right. Like, that's where I draw the line. Like when it comes to that stuff, or like, I just like providing people with stuff, like finding things that I know they would use.
So you're generous, maybe is the word.
Yeah, I guess generous is a way. I don't like letting people borrow my stuff. I hate that. But I will give you something because now I know I have no expectation about it. Like it is no longer mine. This is yours. And I feel excited because I gave them something that I know they're going to get enjoyment out of. or useful things that they're going to apply with their hobbies or with their everyday life or whatever. But borrowing, no, I can't stand that. I'm a materialist, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get upset if something of mine, I used to, but I don't get upset if something of mine gets like a little bit damaged or whatever now. I don't have to have everything in pristine condition, but I do feel like I take care of my things pretty well. And so I hate when I let somebody borrow something and I get it back and it's like scuffed up, you know, like, so I'd rather just give them the item and be like, I'm excited that you're going to get a lot of use out of this. Or if I find something at Goodwill, I'm like, oh man, you know who can really use this? You know, so I like that. And so I wasn't even aware of this until Rachel was saying it like maybe a couple of days ago about when I was getting some stuff for the kids. And I was just so excited. She's like, I think you really like doing this because every single time you go out and find things for people, like you get so excited to give it to them. So I guess that's generosity, maybe.
Yeah, that's at least part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very specific side of generosity, but
it sounds like the other part of it though is that you really enjoy the seeking of it.
I do like the treasure hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And yeah, if I found something I knew you would like and I gave it to you and I found it, you know, oh man, that would be awesome. Like I really, really enjoy doing that. Which is weird because I could go on Amazon and buy it for you and like deliver it to your house or whatever, or just send you it like as a gift. And I wouldn't get the same enjoyment out of it.
But I would.
You would, yes, absolutely. But like, it's just weird. I don't know. I guess I have to have that thrill of the hunt before I feel like it's
right.
Kind of interesting.
Huh.
Well, if you've been listening to this 10 minutes of podcast and you're like, where's the board games? We're going to get to that. But thank you for checking us out. We are a bi-weekly podcast, as I said in the intro. And normally we have Eric on here. He is not here. Matt is joining us. He's kind of on and off episodes here. And it's cool to have him back. We got a really, really funny topic at the end here that we're going to go over that George is kind of dreading, I can tell. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
But I'm happy that Matt's here.
Yeah.
So he can have the same experience.
Oh, yeah. Matt knows what he knew it was beforehand. And he probably knows why I chose the episode when he was on to do this. Before we begin, though, we're going to talk about what we've been up to. Matt, you've been away a couple episodes. Were you on 100?
I was on 100, right? We did top 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've been gone for a little bit. What you been up to?
Doing the rooms. Finished my son's room. It's painted, new trim in, blah, blah, blah. Just ripped out all the trim and stuff in my daughter's room. So I'm starting on that one. Yeah, just working on the house.
When you're saying the new rooms, you talking about the basement?
No, we stopped on the basement because of the asbestos stuff. So I just moved upstairs into the kids' rooms. But like I said, son's room's done and started on daughter's. So probably this weekend I'll start sanding and stuff, and hopefully come Monday, which is 4 days from now, I'll be painting. Do
you have to have somebody come and remove that?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, if you want to do it the right way, you got to have it abated, and they put the little walkway and all that stuff and control it. You can't. I probably need to look at getting it done here soon, because with the weather, you can't run your air conditioner or heater while they're doing it.
Oh man.
I really don't even know if you can be in the house when they're doing it, but you definitely can't run anything like that in your house.
Be cool to how long does it take to clear up?
Oh, a friend of ours, I think it took him like 2 days to do a basement that's probably about the size of ours.
Sounds like a family vacation time.
Yeah, something. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Maybe whenever we go somewhere,
yeah,
that's when we'll do it.
I mean, you can take off like a Friday and a Monday and have them do it the whole weekend or something. If they work on the weekend.
That's what they work on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, just I have watched some fun movies. Netflix has a movie called The Babysitter. I highly recommend this movie.
Is it funny?
It's a gory comedy.
Like Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably listed under horror, but I wouldn't call it a horror movie. It's not like super suspenseful or anything in that realm. It's just funny.
Should we save these for the Halloween part?
I guess I could. Okay, well, I'll talk about, I have been watching Billy on the Street. Have y'all ever heard of that?
No.
No.
I was watching on YouTube. It's Billy Eichner. He played a small role on Parks and Rec. I don't know, are you, either one of you two really familiar with Parks and Rec?
I am. Who is the character?
Okay, so do you remember whenever Pawnee and Eagleton combined, and they had like a couple extra people from Eagleton in the office, He would have been like the guy that's every time he talked, he would end up like just screaming. I don't know if you remember this guy or not.
No. Hey, here's Rachel watched this so much. She watched every episode, and I would probably see an episode and then miss like 3 and then see another episode.
Okay, yeah. He was in the last probably 2 seasons, if I had to take a guess.
Okay.
Essentially, he walks around the streets of New York, and he'll walk up to people randomly. He has a couple bits. One of them's like for $1, and he'll walk up and go, George, for $1, name 3 white women. Come on, 3 white women.
Karen, Becky, and Susan.
No, they have to be famous. 3 white women.
Oh.
3 celebrities, 3 white women. Come on, for $1.
I don't want your dollar.
That happens. That's part of the funniness of it is like, because it is New York and he gets a lot of people, they're off-putting. They're like, get out of my face. What are you talking about? But he plays it off pretty well. He's like, okay. And he just like keeps walking or whatever. But
are you talking about in Parks and Rec, or are you talking about in
this is what, so on Netflix, he has a thing called,
but this is like real life stuff.
He is actually walking the streets of New York doing this.
So it's kind of like that. It's like that card game that you have to do 2 things at once, and you go real fast, where you roll a die and then you get asked a question by somebody, but then you have a card that you're flipping over. You're getting asked a question by somebody else. And there are questions, just simple questions like that, but you have to go so fast that you can't think.
What game is that?
I can't remember the name now that I've just described the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's not
quite that involved. So essentially it's just like a bunch of like, it's constant, like just clip after clip after clip. It's like, so he would have went through that with one person. Then it just cuts to him going up to a different person. Sometimes he asks the same question. Sometimes it's something like, would you rather be with Britney Spears or Taylor Swift or something stupid like that? But he just catches people off guard, and that's kind of what's so funny about it. It's
okay.
And then if you answer it, he'll give you $1 and be like cheering, like yay, and then run away from you.
This is awesome. I'm gonna check this out.
It's on Netflix. He started with Funny or Die. Evidently.
Oh, okay. So those guys are hilarious.
Yeah, so I think that's where he got his start from. It used to be only a YouTube series because you can't find season 1 on YouTube. On Netflix. They go from season 2 to 5, and he ended up. Those seasons ended up on True TV.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty entertaining. It's on Netflix. They're like 20-minute episodes. He's got like 10 episodes a season.
Which ironically, I think I was telling you about this last time, but the next Gen Con we attend, I kind of want to do something like that out in the street, since I have that microphone now that looks like a...
No, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, just walk up to people and be like, name 3 board games that are coming out of Gen Con you're excited about, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be awesome. Those would be really fun videos to throw out there too.
Billy Eichner.
Oh, that'd be
stealing
fun
your
to do.
idea. Sorry.
We could take
he's still my idea.
We could take various top 5 lists that we've done and go up to people at Gen Con and just be like, what are your top 5 metal board games? Go.
Yeah, there you go. Just throw them on the spot. That'd be fun. Cool. What else have you been, any games?
I've been playing Borderlands 3 a lot.
Man, I was trying to play it, but I don't know what is up with my controllers and stuff on my PlayStation, but the lag input is terrible.
You did adjust it, right? We talked about that.
I went to that video. I found the video. I don't remember if you posted it to me or if I just went and found it. But I went and adjusted it and it made it better. But I don't think it's just that, because I've been playing No Man's Sky and it was the same way.
Oh, really? Okay.
So with No Man's Sky, I switched to VR and just started playing that. Oh my God, Matt.
Is that game fun?
It is so good.
Really?
It takes a long time to get into, because it is kind of like that Minecraft style of game where you start with nothing basically.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I never would have got that. It just looked like a bunch of action.
No.
Useless action is what I saw.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't even shot things really at all. And I played it for about 25 hours.
Okay. I'll look into this then.
Have you done your VR much lately?
Nah, not because it's where it's set up in the living room. The dogs, they'll yank it off and stuff like that. So no, not really.
Well, it works really well with VR because you like sit down in your ship and you're like, like clicking buttons and stuff. Oh, it's so good. But I had to switch to VR because the controllers were really making me mad with the lag input with like aiming your gun. But you walk around with this little gun, you just shoot things and it breaks the rocks apart and gives you elements. Like it might give you, like ferrites, which is like the basic building component, or carbon or sodium.
Right.
And you use all those to like to build stuff. And so like you can build like a base, and then you can build all these like mining refinery things to like process materials that you get into new materials or resources. But the game does have an entire section where you can go and do dogfights in space, in another section where you can go and like explore derelict ships and stuff. But I haven't got into any of that. I'm still on my starting planet exploring it and doing things. It is phenomenal. You could dump Skyrim level of time into
I was going
this.
to say, it sounds like it.
Oh yeah, it is crazy. Now it's not as exciting as Skyrim and stuff because there isn't anything to fight at all. Like some planets have hostile creatures and they just run up to you and like headbutt you and stuff. But like everything's procedurally generated. So like the planet that I'm on, no one else has ever seen in ever. Because I explored and found it.
Wow.
There's like 3 quintuple planets or something, which is, was that the next number past a trillion?
That's unreal.
So, can somebody else come and meet you? Or is it only a solo game?
Well, okay. In the very beginning, they had a lot of problem with you couldn't just join somebody else. They had to find you. So the likelihood of finding somebody else was like finding life in the real world on other planets, because there's not that many players, you know? I mean, there's millions of players, but there's, you know, you're talking billions and trillions and quintillions or whatever. Yeah, of planets.
So then you meet somebody and it's some 12-year-old who just says something
He just
rude.
like destroys your house and leaves.
He griefs you.
He griefs you. So that's the kind of game it is. But there is a like hub that you can go to and you can join multiplayer and stuff. So they've added quite a bit of updates. And the game started off in the very beginning. I think we even remember talking about it in the very beginning on the podcast when it was just you and I, like years ago. And how like some of the podcasts I was listening to, they were like dissing the game. I was excited about it, but they dissed it because of how much like stuff they promised that wasn't there.
Right. Okay.
And now they've got like 5 major updates. And when I say major, I mean incredibly major, like double the amount of game basically, or triple the amount of game. And they've added all this cool stuff. It just, man, as I was reading, and they added all the VR stuff. So it is fantastic. One of the cool things is that just like Minecraft, you get this gun that can shoot things, but it can switch over to another mode where it will like blow up terrain. So you can like dig through the ground and stuff, which is really awkward in VR because then you just fall. And you're moving around. You got to find copper and stuff like that. So even the tutorial is very slow. So at first I wasn't really sure about the game, but you got to stick into it for a couple hours before you start getting into what's going on. And eventually you start getting to the point where you can explore other planets. It has seamless transit. I'm like basically stealing all Matt's time, but you have like a seamless transition. You get in your ship, you blast off, you're going into space, you break atmosphere, you travel to another planet with hyperdrive, no loading. It all happens. There is no loading screens in this. Unless you do something like go to the multiplayer and stuff. But you can see a planet, you just turn on warp drive. Now this part's a little unrealistic because it's not going to take you. It takes you like 10 minutes to fly there, but not in real life, you know? Right. But you know, hyperdrive is not a thing right now. So you're just like, and then you'll stop and you're like, oh crap. And you're in the middle of like an asteroid field, like dodging stuff. And then you go to the planet and you can literally descend onto the planet and land on the ground. And all that was no loading time. It's great. It is phenomenal. It's a good game. What else you been up to?
Just like I said, probably the last thing I'll talk about is the Borderlands. They do have their Halloween event going on right now. It was really annoying last time. Essentially, it's got like skulls. You collect so many skulls and then you can go to a new thing. It's very grindy. I was very happy they actually give you an option to turn all that off.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you don't want to participate in it at all, you can just get rid of it and it's not there. So
nice.
Because they were kind of annoying. Like after I did the grind and finished it, and I was just like, I'm really tired of these stupid skulls running after me. Because what they do is they put fear in you. They do have some weapons that use to the fear, like it'll drain all your fear and you get like so much more damage, this and that. But it also affects like your accuracy and everything else. So it like actually hinders you. It is like you're getting scared. So it's like you can't aim right. You're like shaking everywhere and just bad gameplay for you, really, is what it is. But doing that right now. So
Fair enough. You going to get a PlayStation 5?
not like right when it launches. I don't ever get a launch system.
I don't think we can anyway because of all the pre-orders.
Yeah, and that's part of it. But I'll let them burn theirs up, and then they can fix it, and I'll buy the next ones.
I saw a really funny TikTok. It was on Instagram, but it was like, you know, it had the TikTok logo or whatever. But this guy's like taking it. It's like something about when your girls has an OnlyFans account. And he's taking pictures of her, and then he answers her phone, and she's like, "Take better angles, or I'll cancel your PS5 pre-order." Anyway,
That's me though.
George, what you been up to?
Well, I got a board game in the mail that was Red Outpost, which is a game by a designer who I'm sure I can't pronounce, but his name is Raman, and I'm just going to spell it Hryhorryk. Yeah, I have no idea. I really don't. And it's his one and only game that I can see that he's made, but it looks like an excellent Euro where it's worker placement, but everyone shares the same workers because it's a Soviet outpost, so it's kind of communal. And you send them to go do things for you, and then you're trying to, get resources and turn them into other things. But at the same time, when you send somebody to do something, they'll either be happy with that assignment or they'll be upset depending on which worker you used. And you can't use the same worker twice, so you have to kind of rotate around. And at the end of the day, the number of times that you've sent workers places, you'll sort of add all that up. And if you're responsible for their unhappiness, they'll count it against you. Or if you're responsible for their happiness, they'll count it for you. And it's sort of like they're choosing the leader of the outpost at the end of the game. It's really cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
Red Outpost, yeah. And other than that, I've been working a lot. And I've been interpreting for a school out in Washington State, and it's remote. So I'm here in Ohio. And sort of because I was so happy to find this school that things have been going so well with, I backed a game that is Cascadia, which is sort of a game that was on Kickstarter, but it's about the animals in that part of the world. So it's just sort of as a thank you, just to remember that I got Cascadia. And I think it'll be a great game too. It's by the same people that did Calico. Was it Calico? Where you have you're quilting and then you have the cats that you put, and it's a puzzly kind of game.
Yeah.
It's like that, but you're puzzling animals in their habitats in Cascadia in the Pacific Northwest.
That's pretty cool.
Great. And then I was on a walk that I was walking at night, and I found a kitten, and just piteously meowing in the woods, and brought it home. And so now I have another kitten, but my brother's taking care of this one, and he named it Moriko, which means of the forest in Japanese.
That's pretty awesome.
Something like that. But yeah. So I have a new cat, and other than that, I'm getting ready for a math trade, which is happening in Louisville. I haven't done one of those before.
Whoa. You don't just glaze over that stuff, bro.
Whoa. We need some details here.
All kinds of games I want to get rid of.
Is this like no ship?
Yeah. It's a no ship math trade. No ship math trade.
Yeah, no ship. Like no shipping.
Yes. In Louisville. And it's going to be the first weekend. It's like November 7th, first weekend in November. So
what platform are they doing this on?
Abacorn.
Like Abacorn? Yeah. Is it invite only or anything, or is it just go on there and do it?
I don't actually know.
I'm about ready to flip his table. This is sad. Man,
we need the deets.
I will find out for you and let you know. But I've never done it before, so I've never done a math trade. I'm kind of interested.
Oh, it's fantastic. But the thing is, like, we would every year I go to Gen Con, or we go to Gen Con, we go to Origins, and it's like I feel like that is one of our top things at this point.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and we couldn't do it this year because of all the COVID. So
does it say how many participants are in it?
I think they're adding people all the time. I don't think it's by invite only.
Oh man, I'm going to check this out. I bet Eric doesn't know.
George, you know nothing.
It's true. I honestly don't know.
I'm totally looking this up. What else have you been up to?
So look on the Oh, there's a Facebook group of gamers in Louisville. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, look on that. I'm
I'm
really
logging
good
into
at advertising this, right? I can't even remember the name of the group.
I'm just logging into Abercorn. Keep talking.
Okay. So, let's see. And then the next thing, what else? Oh, I've been watching Dexter.
Which is coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming back. And
Yeah.
I just now started watching the first season, so it's kind of perfect. Yeah, and enjoying that. Kat and I have been watching
Have
that.
you ever
It's
seen
been
it
great.
before?
No, we're enjoying it.
Can I prepare you for something?
In kind of a sick way, we're enjoying it, but yeah.
Oh, about how it sucks later on.
Yeah. The
well,
the
I've
last
heard.
season is awful.
Yeah, I told him that.
Yeah, it's kind of Game of Thrones, isn't it? But
Oh, yeah.
well,
Worse.
that's okay. I've heard the first season is the best, so maybe I'll just stick with that.
This is a pretty. There's 21 participants, and it's got 139 games on there so far.
Yeah, I haven't added any of mine yet.
Does it say where it's going to be yet? Everybody outside of Louisville is like whatever, and this is this is pretty much going to be happening by the time you listen to this episode, I would assume. But whatever. We'll look at this, I guess, in a minute. What else you been up to, George?
Let's see. That's it. That's all. Those are all of mine, I'd say. But yeah, it should be happening like November 7th, something like that.
Cool. I basically have one thing other than Board Game Arena, which I've played the absolute crap out of. I've got close to 300 games, or it's like 250 games played now. I played a lot of a Board Game Arena. Yeah. In a very short period of time, might I add. Other than that, I found by far, check this out, Matt, the best mobile game I've ever played. It's called Genshin Impact.
I just saw that the other day.
Dude.
Do you still, not to cut you off, do you still play Brawlhalla?
You mean,
when y'all playing that?
We weren't playing Brawlhalla. We were playing, Brawl Stars.
Oh, never mind. Okay. I was going to say Brawlhalla got a, Walking Dead crossover, but
oh yeah,
it's a different game.
No, Brawl Stars is more of a, I don't know how Brawlhalla is. Is that kind of like you go into a match and play against other players?
I think it looks more 2D though.
Yeah. Okay.
Like side scrolly something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Genshin Impact is basically, there's only two reasons I think you would hate this game. Either you don't like action RPG or you're mad at the fact that it stole everything from Zelda. Because it took Breath of the Wild and ripped it off, added on to it. And I think, honestly, it's not a bigger game so far, but it is a better game. Now, it is phenomenal. This thing is free to play. It's single player, basically. It has a multiplayer, but you can't even play it until you unlock Adventure Rank 16. I've probably put 12 to 15 hours into it, and I'm Adventure Rank 12. So you're going to play this for a while before you get, like, it's in-game content for multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
The way that works, though, I guess you never played Zelda Breath of the Wild. No. Yeah. It's a really good game, but it's that cell shaded anime style open world game. And you got these wings. So when you jump off of stuff, you can flop the wings out and like glide down just like in Zelda, but you have like that little parachute thing in Zelda. It's very reminiscent of that, the exploration, the combat, all that stuff. The difference is you have 4 characters and it's a gacha game, just like Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. But you play only one character at a time, but you have a party of 4. So when you click another character, it like dematerializes you and appears with the new character.
Right.
And each character has like basically 2 abilities. They have like a normal attack and stuff, which there's a couple of different things for their attacks. But they also have like 2 abilities. One that you can use pretty consistently, like every 3 or 4 seconds, and another one that has to charge up. So you switch between them. So you're constantly like switching characters and using their abilities. And it has like one of the craziest magic systems because you can spray everybody with water basically and electrocute them. Or you can like catch the ground like on fire and then use other elements to do stuff to make it even crazier. It's called overpowered, I think it's called. So there's like every element reacts with another element. And like even walking around the world, you might see a fire plant. You have to like spray it with ice just to freeze it so you can pick it up. Like just a lot of really cool things. It is phenomenal. It also has crossplay. So you can play, I can play on my phone and you can play on like your PC or your Android. It's also on PS4, but it's and crossplay. So I can play, you could be on PS4 and I can be sitting there with my mobile. But the really good thing is not PS4, but the other 3, Android, iOS, and I think, I don't remember if it's on Xbox, but it's on PC. all of it has cross save. So I'll be at my computer playing the game, and then like if I'm tired, I'll go lay down. I'll just pop it back up on my iPhone and just play it from the same save exactly where I left off.
That's cool.
It's really good. It is phenomenal. People are putting out reviews and they're like, how is this not free, or how does this not cost money? I would pay $60 for this game. That's how crazy it is.
For a phone game?
Well, it's on the PC too, but yeah, I would pay $60 for this. That's how much content is here.
Whoa.
It is phenomenal. The fact that what they did though is they made it free to play, and you can do the whole draw system where you spend money, and or I haven't spent a dime on it yet, and I've done like 5, I think 10. They're called wishes, but you can, if you summon like 10 things at a time, you're guaranteed like a 4-star thing, just like in all the other gacha games.
Right.
But I did one, and you can get weapons or you can get people from the draws. And I've gotten a few characters or whatever, but the game gives you enough characters to play the game with. You don't need to do this, but you can. And so people are going to get in this attitude where like this, like I've seen YouTubers like spent $600 so you don't have to, stuff like that.
Whoa.
So the fact that they made the game free is just amazing, because it's free for most people, but you can spend money on it. So like you could be a free to play player, or you can spend money to get like the better characters or whatever. But even the characters in the game, you can play through all the content with them. There's no paywall. There's nothing you get to where you can't do it because you didn't spend money. Dude, I highly, highly recommend this. If I had to do a top 5 mobile games, this would be number 1, and everything would start at 11. Like that's how good this is. I've never been like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is amazing. And I had it at my top when we did our top 5 mobile games. This destroys it in every aspect. Just as a game in a whole, if I have to be like unbiased, and just picking the games, this does everything better than Brave Exvius, because it doesn't have anything annoying so far. Now, granted, I guess the only annoying thing is you can't play multiplayer until you're like adventure rate 16, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, because that takes a long time, apparently.
It does. It takes a long time to get to, but the game is mostly a single player game anyway. So if you don't like single player games, this is probably not going to be a game for you, but oh my God, this is amazing. I would have bought this. I wish it was actually on the Switch. That's basically all I've been up to.
Cool. Yeah. Because it's taking all your time.
Yeah. Speaking of all our time, we're quite a bit into this. We don't have any news. I don't think you didn't have anything you were going to mention, do you, George?
Nope.
All right. We're going to give a plug, and we're going to start talking about some games here. So if you want to support the show, you can go to MeepleCore.com, click on that Humble Bundle partner link in the middle. It'll take you to Humble Bundle. Any of the bundles that you buy there, we get a little bit of percentage. It helps us out. We don't make money off the podcast. All the money I make just basically goes to pay for the expenses. You can also support it by going to patreon.com/MeepleCore. We'll have some stuff up on there soon. If you have ideas of what you would like to see as contributors to the Patreon, send us an email to meeplecore@gmail.com. Give us some ideas of what you would like to see. One of the ideas I was throwing around before the show is making this beginning banter part a video that would be Patreon only accessed. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Anyway, we got 3 games for you on this episode. We got Terror Below, St. Petersburg 2nd Edition, and Folklore. So first up on this episode, we're talking about Terror Below.
This is a 2019 game. The designer is Mike Elliott. The artist is Eric Hibbler, and it is published by Renegade Game Studios.
So Terror Below is basically an homage to Tremors. Mm-hmm. It's not licensed by it or anything, but as you start reading and looking at the lore and the pictures and understanding what the theme is, it's quite clearly the same line as Nemesis is for Aliens. This is the Tremors board game, effectively. I'm not going to go over all the rules, but I'll give you an idea of what you do. Basically, you have this weird egg-shaped board, and there's all these different spaces. Basically, it's a 6x6 grid. And what you're going to do, the idea is you're going to run around collecting these worm eggs. And then you can also collect the rubble that they produce. You can trade those in for items and weapons from draws from those decks. But essentially, you're going to be picking up these worm eggs and delivering them to the edges of the board of the grid where there are these location tiles. And I believe there's like a set side and there's a random side for these location tiles. But there's 5 of them. Is that correct? 5 locations. Maybe
Yes.
it's 4. It's 5. There's 5.
It's 5.
And these locations will give you kind of a benefit. Each one has its own little benefit that you get, but you also get a victory point for turning the egg in. However, there's also like an objective deck at the top that will flip out 4 cards, and you'll get maybe if you deliver a red egg to the hospital, you can, instead of getting the 1 point, you can claim the objective card and get extra points for it. There's also a kill a specific type of worm. I think there's like 4 different worms. And if you kill that specific type, you can claim the bounty, which is also an objective card. So there's other ways to get points. And the game is going to go on until somebody scores 20 points or they have lost their last character. There isn't necessarily player elimination, but you do get these leader cards. You get 3 of them. And you're going to have one that's in play and the other 2 are kind of like in reserve. And they have hit points or whatnot. So if they die, then you lose that special ability and you have to select another leader. So if you lose all your leaders, you can also be out, or the game can also end, except I think everybody else gets 1 more play and then the game ends at that point. So there's 2 ways the game can end. What you do on your turn, though, you have a hand of vehicle cards and you're going to play one. And these vehicle cards are going to have so many spaces that they move. It's going to have these things called distractions, which will allow you to move the eggs around on the board, or not the eggs, but there's these target markers because there's worms that are going to come out into play. And those are at the bottom underneath the grid. There's 3 worms that are, in spot 1 and spot 2 and spot 3. And so like you might move the worm that's in spot 2 closer to the other people. So it's away from you, and things like that. There's a little bit of strategy there, but you'll play a card. You will do its distractions first, I believe. Then you're going to do your movement actions. So if you got a card that you play, it's a bicycle, maybe you only move 3 spaces. But if you play the big rig, you get to move 7 spaces, but the power is less cool and maybe it has a detriment to it as well. For instance, after you play the big rig and do all your movements, then the nearest target token for the worm is going to come on your space. So it is risky, but if you have the weapons to back it up, maybe you want that to happen. So on your turn, you're going to be spending those action points essentially to move around on this grid and pick up worms, eggs, or to pick up the rubble. And it's basically 1 point to do any of this stuff. So it's 1 point to move a space. It's 1 point to pick up a rubble. You can't move into a space that has rubble, things like that. And there's also like this chasm that you can jump over. If you jump over it the long way, which is a lot of spaces, then you actually have a risk of falling into the hole. So you have to like kind of roll of a 50% chance on a die. That's like most of the game, I think, is you running around collecting eggs, taking them back to a specific spot, trying to fulfill these bounties and these mission cards to get extra points. Whoever gets 20 kind of triggers the end of the game. If you lose all your guys, you trigger the end of the game. And then at that point, you're going to win. It's whoever has the most points at the end of the game at that point. But usually I think it's whoever triggered the end game is probably going to have a good chance at doing that. So, George, you taught this one. Let's get your opinion first, or a couple points anyway.
Sure. So I like how the theme plays out. I really enjoy the fact that it is modeled after those Tremors movies, which are good campy fun. And also I like how the vehicles that you play sort of represent the vibration that you're sending through the ground to the worms, and that's why they get distracted and move in these various directions. And the larger vehicles are going to draw them to you because you're making a larger footprint. So I really like how the theme comes together. Having said that, I feel like in the end, there wasn't a lot of tension. There wasn't a lot of real fear and horror going on in the game. It was a race to get points. And even at max players too. Yeah. Unfortunate. It's a very serviceable game. You go around, you get eggs, you do things, you get points, you get to 20 points and you win. But in the end, for me, it was sort of like getting the right cards at the right time, and there you are. I was never really nail biting on this one, even when I died several times. Yeah. And you said right cards at the right time. It is worth mentioning the vehicle cards. You spend those, but you get the drawback up to 3 all the time. But I think you're really talking about the item cards and the weapon cards, because those are pretty big. Yes. Yeah. And whether the worm is close to you at a moment when you have items to take care of the worm, that is not always very much in your control. And then getting a worm that happens to match the bounties that are at the top of the board where the real points are. That's,
some of that can be random luck.
There's quite a bit.
Because you can on your turn, you can literally turn in an egg, claim that objective. Another one flips out. I just so happen to have that color egg and be close to that building.
Right.
So maybe having some sort of like in Tetris, you can see some things coming, the pieces that you're going to get in the future. Maybe be able to see a couple of those. Like Tashkalar even has that where there's 3 objectives, but there's always one in reserve that it's like whenever one of these objectives is filled, this is going to come in its place. So maybe you can't do any of the ones that are out there, but you can prepare when somebody does complete one and be in the position for the next one coming out.
Right.
I think that would have been a good addition.
I think for me, the game the theme is cool. I like the ideas behind it, but I would have been so much more satisfied with that level of luck and what's going on if it was actually a co-op game and you were all working together to stop these worms.
Yeah, actually, I picture this being a co-op. It's kind of weird that it's not.
Yeah. It's just not as satisfying.
It really is just an abstract game. It's got a lot of theme, and the theme makes sense, but it is very abstract. Move around on a grid and pick up a cube and deliver a cube.
Right.
Except the cubes are in shapes of eggs. Now, we did have a couple of problems. I think there is one weapon that is absolute terrible garbage. They should be ashamed they put it in the game.
Yeah, agreed.
That alien snare gun allows you to steal an egg from a person that's next to you, and it doesn't even cost an action.
Yeah.
That's annoying. That really is just...
It's made worse by the fact that you cannot use an action to pick up an egg unless it's your final action on your turn, which is meant to stop people from grabbing eggs and just dropping them off willy-nilly. But it means that if you've spent your whole turn and you finally get an egg, and then somebody else is just like, zap, that's mine at the start of my turn, now I do whatever I want. That's just really unbalanced.
Yeah, it's really lame. And I say that being the person who used it twice. So that was pretty bad. I don't feel bad a lot when I'm playing games that are kind of like take that. This game has no take that really.
Well, that's the problem a lot of times when it's the only thing and it's really annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the only thing in this. The other take that in this game is I'm going to distract the monster to kind of go over towards you. But the monsters don't attack immediately. It's just when you play those vehicle cards, you put them underneath one of the 3 worms that are going to come out with those targets or whatever. And if it equals the amount of cards that it shows on the worm's card. So if a worm says 3 and I play a vehicle underneath that worm, it doesn't mean anything. If you play one, it doesn't mean anything. If George plays one on it, now there's 3 cards and it meets that threshold. So now that worm's going to bust out of the ground and attack based on its attack pattern. So even if I distract things towards you, it doesn't mean that it's going to jump out and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, if it jumps out and attacks, if everybody that gets attacked by it produces enough damage from their weapons, they can kill it and get experience or get victory points from it.
Well, just one person, only the person who dealt the killing blow.
Right. Only the person who kills the thing. But at the same time, they don't die either. So the point is that's the only other kind of take that's in the game.
Mm.
And that alien snare gun is garbage. I don't know if it's a promo or what. Now, full disclosure, we played this on Tabletop Simulator because we're still kind of all away from each other now, but
right.
I don't know if it's actually in the game, but you just had a screenshot behind you that showed it. So I'm going to assume it is.
I feel like it is.
Yeah. So that card I could deal with removing. I don't think there's that many copies anyway, but it's still pretty bad. And I think 5 players is kind of like a very, I don't know, too many people, but at the same time, the board isn't, shrunk or expanded with the player count. So if you play it with like 2 and 3 players, there's almost too much space.
Right. It seems like there would be, yeah.
And actually, it was kind of cool with 5 players because you put more stuff into play. So there's stuff everywhere. Right. It's like the difference between playing like, I don't know, like Pac-Man or Dig Dug, and like the map is very scarce. So you're like, digging around. You're like, I can't find anything. But with 5 players, it's like the next thing is rubble. I like the board layout when it was with 5 players. I don't like waiting that long for my turn because it had a lot of downtime and a lot of stuff changed before it was your turn again. That 5 tribes kind of mentality where, you almost don't even start thinking until it's the person before you.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's perfectly serviceable as a game. It really didn't rise to the level of being great.
Yeah. Have you heard of this one before this, Matt? Do you remember seeing that at Gen Con?
I think on our preview, we talked about it.
Oh, we did. Actually, you had it on your list, I think.
It was me or Eric. We kind of talked that one of us two would have it on there. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Kevin Bacon does not approve then?
I doubt it. I was going to say, we're talking about movies later. Have you watched Tremors?
Me?
Yeah.
He's like, what? Yes, I've watched Tremors.
How many times? I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. It's such a good movie.
How many Tremors movies
my
are
kids
there?
have seen that movie.
There's a bunch of Tremors movies, right?
Yeah, there is. I think what I've heard is pretty much all of them are garbage except for the latest one. It gets like just, for some reason, it became fun. I think they're at the 4 or 5.
Oh, well, I thought there was 3.
Yeah, I think there's several of them.
That's awesome.
There's a bunch.
Well, it's got a 6.9. Would you rate it that?
No.
I'd say it's a low 6. Like, it was okay. It has problems, but it was okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 5.9.
5.9. I'm going to give it a 6.2. Which I know it sounds weird because we're only knocking off point.
That's kind of a big difference.
Points,
though.
but in board games, it's huge. You're right. Especially when the top games are in the 8s. There's nothing past that. So.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, George, final thoughts on this one?
I'd play it again. I'm not going to request it.
Fair enough. I would agree with that. I would play it again just to see. But yeah, I'm not going to request it. I didn't hate the game, but I didn't love it either. So, Matt, you want to say anything?
It looks like Tremors.
All right, that is Terror Below. So, second game we have on the podcast is St. Petersburg 2nd Edition.
The 2nd edition was published in 2014 based on the 2004 original, and the designers are Bernd Brunhofer and Karl-Heinz Schmiel. The artists are Irene Bressel and Anne Patschke, and the publisher is Hans im Glück.
So even though we're talking about the 2nd edition, it pretty much is the 1st edition as well. The 2nd edition added an entire expansion called the Market that you can play with the 5th player. We did not play with this, so we're not talking about that. We're just talking about base game St. Petersburg, so it really doesn't matter what version, other than the art is, I wouldn't really say updated, but it is updated. Anyway, in St. Petersburg, you're basically going to be buying cards the entire time. You buy cards or you pass. You buy cards, you pass. You buy cards, you pass. Game ends, points win.
Yes.
That's essentially what's happening. But there are 4 phases to each round. And each phase, there's a green deck, a yellow deck, there's a green deck, the blue deck, the red deck, and the upgrade deck. On the green phase, you're going to be buying these people, I think they're called workers, and they have income. And you're going to spend money to buy them. They go face up in front of you. And at the end of each phase, you're going to score the colored cards that you have of that color. So at the end of the green phase, you're going to score all the green cards that you have. Because you can pick them up in other phases, they just won't score until the end of a green phase. So on your turn, you have 4 actions. You can either buy a card from the display, put it in front of you. You can take a card from the display into your hand. Those are worth negative points at the end of the game if you don't play them. However, it allows you to take them before somebody else buys them. Maybe you can't afford them right now, but you can play it later. The third action is to play a card from your hand onto the table. You don't get any kind of discount for doing so other than, no one else bought the card from you. And the last thing is pass. Once everybody has passed consecutively, the round or that phase ends. You do all the scoring for that color. So in this case, the green color, everybody would get new money. And then you're going to move on to the next phase, which are buildings. They're like blue cards. These primarily going to give you victory points. There are a couple of special buildings that might increase your hand size, maybe allow you to draw a card from the top of the deck and decide if you want to buy it or not. Things like that. There's a couple specials. Otherwise, same thing. You can do one of those 4 actions until everybody passes. You score all your blue cards, which again is primarily going to give you victory points. Then that phase ends. Then you'll move on to, I think they're called advisors. I can't really remember. They're red cards. There are other people. They're like nobility and stuff like that. These are over costed, so they're going to cost a lot more for what they give you. but there's a reason for it. So those will give you victory points or income or both. Same thing. Once you pass, those red cards will score. The last phase is the upgrade deck, and the upgrade deck has blue, red, and green cards in it. And when those flip out, they are going to, you don't buy them and put them in play. You have to buy them and replace a card you already have. So for instance, if you bought like a red card that was worth 7, and then in the upgrade deck, you bought an upgrade that was worth 12, you can replace the card like by upgrading it, and you only pay the difference. So 12 minus 7, you only have to pay 5, and you get that new card. Same thing with the blue and green cards, except the green cards actually have like little icons that you also have to match, because all the green cards are 3 income. If they get upgraded, you also have to have like whatever symbol. Maybe they're a wood person, so they have to have a wood icon or a ship icon or whatnot. That's the end of a phase. And then it's going to be each player at the beginning of the game actually has a little wooden piece for each of the phases. So I have one, there's a green piece, a blue piece, a red piece, and an upgrade piece. Each player will start with one of these, and you're going to be the first player on that phase. So at the end of the round, those tokens actually pass to the player to your left. So now maybe Matt is going to go first during the blue phase this round, and then whoever is the first player of each phase, it just goes clockwise from there. But you always are first player on one of the phases for each round. So those tokens will shift. The cards that are left out there that nobody purchased throughout that round shift down to the bottom row, and they get a discount of -1 money. Future rounds, those will drop off, and then, you know, the rows will keep cycling like that. The only other thing that's really worth mentioning is the game will end when one of the decks is emptied, and then at the end of the round. Scoring happens. I mean, you're mostly getting your points throughout the game, but you also get bonus points for having more red cards, in unique red cards. So if you have 5 unique individual red cards, there's a scoring chart that gives progressive scoring for that. I believe, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe it's like, if you have 4, they're worth 4 apiece. If you have 5, they're worth 5 apiece. Do you remember if that's how the scoring is? It's kind of like that.
I don't recall.
Progressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
George is very excited about this game. Anyway, other than that, the only other thing I'll mention is there's only ever 8 cards out at a time. So if cards come out and nobody buys them, less cards from the future round or phases will come out as well. So there's only ever 8. Those will cycle. You play another round. You just keep going and going and going. You're kind of like building this engine, so to speak, in front of you. One of the decks will empty at the end of the round. Whoever has the most points will win. There's a little bit of conversion for money too. We'll start with me, and then we'll talk about what George thinks of this game. I've been also playing this on Board Game Arena, and for the most part, it's good. I like it. I don't think I'm going to buy it. I was really excited a couple of years ago when I watched a review about it. I really wanted to own this game. It was so far out of print that it was like $150. I'm like, I don't know about that. It's just a bunch of decks of cards. No, thank you. And then I realized it was on Tabletop Simulator, so I'll give it a chance and see how it is on there. And then we played it, and then I've been playing it on Board Game Arena as well, which is the first edition. So it's got different art, but essentially the game is the same. And it's nice. It's a long kind of a turn-based game for Board Game Arena, but overall the game itself is pretty quick. You're just buying cards. You can get to a point where you spend your money and then you're passing a whole lot because you don't have any other money until it's the green phase again. So it does have a little bit of boring downtime when it comes to that stuff. But George, what would you say? What was your thoughts on this one?
I cannot for the life of me understand why they reprinted this game. This game is terrible. This game, everything about this game has been done better in so many other games since the days when it was printed, the first time. I have no clue why they would bring it back. And as far as the art goes, which is horrendous in the first edition, they only brought back some new art in the second edition. So they kept a lot of the original horrendous art and then just mixed in some actual decent looking art with it, which makes no sense. I'm astonished that this game has any popularity whatsoever. I'm
going to actually add on to that and say that both editions art are very bland. I didn't care for the art either edition. I think
misshapen.
It's just really weird. Really, the only art is on the cards, and it's okay. It's that kind of art that's there. You just don't pay attention to. I don't remember half of what the art looks like because it was that boring to me.
There's no reason. The whole game is boring. What you're doing is just money. That's it. It's boring. And if you have it, you're going to be the runaway leader. And if you don't, well, you're not. And you're going to slog through the same game. Buy cards if you can until it's finally over. My God, it's terrible.
I don't think it's terrible, but I do believe there's a lot of other games. We'll put it this way. I'm happy to play it on Board Game Arena. I'm probably not going to buy it. I mean, if I found it for like $20, I would probably purchase it because it's a very quick game to teach. It has that going for it. And it was a pretty decent length for 4 players.
Way too long.
You think it was way too long?
Way too long. My God. It's the same thing over and over and over.
It is the same thing. Somebody's review on Board Game Geek just says you buy cards a lot. And that's all you do. That is all you do.
My favorite review of this game, which I completely agree with, somebody said, it's a cardboard nap.
It's a cardboard map?
Nap. No, a cardboard nap. N-A-P.
Oh. A cardboard nap. He said it was boring and it's sleepable.
It is.
I'd like to try it again with the market expansion. I think that does amplify the gameplay a lot from what I've read and stuff, and just based on the rule book and everything. So that might be really fun, at least to give it another try. But overall, I'm okay with just playing it on Board Game Arena, and I don't really need to play it again
with you, George.
That I can guarantee that won't be happening.
He's done with this one. Does this look interesting at all? Actually, you know what? How was your thoughts when I was showing you on Board Game Arena?
I actually thought it looked kind of interesting.
Yeah.
There's nothing flashy about it, but I mean,
it's definitely not flashing, but it has good. It has good reviews or points. I mean, it's got the second edition of Board Game Geek has a 7.5. Which 2.7K ratings is pretty decent for that score.
Mm-hmm.
And the first edition has 7.3 and it's 14,000 ratings.
It's unbelievable how many people apparently enjoy this game. Here's what you do on your turn, Matt. You have a certain amount of money and you buy the least crappy card that you can. And then it's the next player's turn and they do the exact same thing. And you do that over and over. And maybe your cards generate more money for you. Maybe they don't. And then you can maybe buy another card or maybe you can't. And then eventually you're going to stop buying cards that give you money and you're going to start buying cards that give you victory points. That is the essential question of the game.
And you don't want to do that in the opposite order.
The question is,
you run out of money.
When do you make that? When do you make that pivot and start going for victory points? And so many games have done that so much better since this came out. I see no reason to revisit this one. Man, is it boring.
That could be fine. I mean, that's a fair point. It is definitely a game that might have set the path for that kind of stuff. It's like Dominion in that regard. Although I do think Dominion is still revisitable at this point. I don't know. I like it. It's okay. I don't believe it's a 7.5, but I would play it again. I mean, I've been playing it on Board Game Arena, so I guess I have to say I would play it again.
Yeah.
But I do say that the first 3 or 4 rounds of the game, you buy a couple of green cards. You maybe take a 1 or 2 cards in your hand from the blue, red, or the upgrade phase. And then you're just waiting. You're passing until you get back to the green phase.
Right.
And then you just kind of do that a few rounds until you have some stuff and you got some income, because stuff is pretty expensive. The upgrades are pretty expensive, because if you buy a cheap green card that's a 3 and you try to buy an upgrade that's a 20, you still need $17 to make up. Or do you buy one green card that's like 7? Actually, you don't want to do that because all the green cards are 3 points income anyway, which I felt was boring, actually, that every green card is 3 points. The only difference is that it has a different symbol for the upgrades to match.
Right.
The blue cards are pretty interesting. The red cards are really expensive. That's also an interesting thing too, because you're trying to collect individual, like unique red cards, and people might take that one advisor that you need and you're like, I really wanted that one. There's multiple copies, so it's not terrible, but the green deck is the most likely to run out of cards first because people are buying that quite a bit. They're not buying the red cards a lot, so you're not cycling through all the red cards throughout the game.
Right.
There's some interesting mechanics. Or I wouldn't say mechanics. There's some interesting decisions, but overall, it's weird because I feel like the game is very basic and flat. There's just not a lot to it.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good. And I'm going to try it a few more times before I really make a decision, but Board Game Arena, it's a good format for it. Although only because I have so many turn-based games going on at the same time, I could just bam, click that card, pff, next game. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not wearing on me like the game is in real life because buy. Oh, I'm out of money. Pass, purchase, purchase. Yeah.
It is the most soulless, just typical Euro, just economic.
I wouldn't even say typical.
Oh man. No,
it's like taking one mechanism from a bigger Euro and then only doing that 25,000 times for an hour and a half.
It is the essence of Euro that I dislike. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, give us some closing words then.
Avoid.
He didn't even need words. He just needed a word. Matt, what do you think now? Because it's interesting to hear. I mean, you looked interested beforehand, and now it's.
I mean, it's a classic.
It's a classic. I mean, at this
Tried
point,
and true. It's 2004, man. It's got, look at all them ratings, George. Come on.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I don't really like board games, is what I'm discovering, and this is the reason.
I think it's worth trying out. It's either going to really set with you or it's not. I have read a couple of people, especially even Tom Vassell said this, that he didn't like it at first, but as he started playing it more and more and more, it kind of grew on him.
See, George. More plays.
Okay.
But I mean, isn't that, I mean, unless you absolutely hate a game, I feel like any game that I play that I feel is okay, the more times I play it, the more I'm like, this ain't too bad. If I ever start off like this game is garbage, I usually don't play it many more times and say, oh, I was wrong. You know, it usually is garbage because it has a lot of things against it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, maybe it's just badly designed. But
I don't think George is going to come around.
He's not going to come around to this one.
No,
but
I hate this one. I hate the guy on the cover. I hate the pink horse he's riding.
The first cover box is terrible. The second edition is much better.
That's the one
It
behind
is.
George right now, ain't it?
The cover is actually better on the second edition.
Look how look at that artwork. Sorry, Doris, but
Yeah, she Doris Mateus is the artist in the first edition, and I don't like it, but surprisingly enough, she did the art for Carcassonne, which is also a classic.
Maybe she's not good with people, and she's good with actual like.
She's good with buildings from a distance.
Yeah, from a distance. You're good with less detail. So we're not trying to make fun of artists. I mean,
That's true.
It's clearly subjective, but
I
still.
could not do anywhere. I couldn't do it. Yeah. So I can't really complain about that too much, except I don't think that horses should have pink manes. I do feel that's wrong.
That guy just looks like, hey, where's your children at? Anyway, he's like, yeah, I got a pink horse. All right. Well, anyway, I think we've talked enough about this game. I would try it out. Obviously, it's one of those games. It's hard to say if a game's been around for almost 20 years, you know, or 15 years or whatever it is. It's kind of hard to say, go try it out, because you're right. There is a lot of stuff that does that same thing now. A lot of the newer games are taking the primary mechanism from classics and combine them all together to make elaborate games.
Right.
And so that's like what our appetite is for the Euros at this point.
I should have more respect.
Surpassed that.
I should have more respect for my elders, is what you're saying.
Know your roots.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but that's such a debatable topic. But you have to recognize that it did come from somewhere, I guess. Yeah.
That's
like Dominion, it's okay. There's so many better deck builders now, but you know, I understand that Dominion kind of carved that path. But if it didn't do it, something else would.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, we talked enough. That's St. Petersburg, first and second edition. And last up for our games on this episode is Folklore the Affliction.
Designed in 2017 by Nick Blaine and Will Donovan. Or I should say published in 2017 by Nick Blaine and Will Donovan. The artists are Jason Engel, Stephen Gibson, and Henning Ludvigsen. The publisher is Greenbrier Games.
So Folklore is an epic style scenario game reminiscent of Dungeons and Dragons, where you play as a party of adventurers. There's a scenario book that plays kind of like a choose your own adventure in a way. It's more of like a module from D&D, because there's some things you can do until you get to the next thing in the book that you have to read. And there's no dungeon master or anything like that. It's not like an all-v1. This is a fully cooperative game, and you're trying to play through this lore of what's happening and figure out, I guess it depends on what storybook you're playing, but there's a whole story and stuff going on. So I'm not going to go over all the rules to the game, because there's quite a bit and a lot of unnecessary stuff to really dive into on the podcast. But essentially, you have a big map that has all these different regions that you can move through in these roads that will lead you from city to city, or maybe to different locations. This is like the world map of this section. I think it's a fictional part of England, if I remember correctly. And you are going to move around as a party. And then sometimes when you meet, like say for instance, the story's like, go to this specific place. Well, when you get there, the storybook will actually tell you to bust out these map tiles that you might use one or more and put some elements on there. That's when you're going to bust out the miniatures or standees, depending on what version you have. And then that's where combat's going to happen. There's also skirmish combats, which are just dice rolling with cards. But the main part of the combat is the encounters, which are going to happen on the actual tiles, map tiles. And there's two sides to each of the bad guys. There's one for the skirmish combat and one for the encounter combats. So there's like differences in rule sets there. But before you do all that, you're going to pick a player character. The player character will have like this, kind of like this folded booklet that will tell you what their starting stuff is. They have specific stats that they will use, like keywords and such. The keywords are for abilities. So anytime your character levels and you get points, you can spend those points on new ability cards, but you can only buy abilities that have the same keyword as yours. And then there is, what was I going to say? Oh, the other, the skills that they would roll for. Sometimes there's skill checks, maybe traps and stuff happen. You need to, maybe you walk into this place and the coffin opens up and something grotesque is there. You might have to make a nerve check to see if you like throw up or whatever. There's like there's 8 different skills that you can increase to get better results. Everything is done with D10s. So 10-sided dice. All the combat is percentile dice. So you roll like a 10s, like a 10, 20, 30, 40, and a D10 single, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you combine them together. So if you rolled a 40 and an 8, now you have a 48. So combat works like that, where you would roll the percentile dice, add some bonuses that's called might from your weapon or from your base character stat, and you will add it to your attack. And if you equal or exceed the defense of the opponent, you hit them, and then you roll damage. Damage is done with like 6-sided dice or 4-sided dice, and you're going to add all those together with your damage bonuses and then do damage and such. In skirmish combat, when you hit, it's basically just doing 1 point of damage. It's real fast combats. Skirmishes only last maybe 5-10 minutes at most. The encounter combats, though, when you bust out the map tiles, those are 30 and 40 minute type of things, because there's objectives and such. There's searchable things on the board. There's these little magnifying glasses you'll put out that you can go investigate and maybe have a chance to roll for collecting an item. The game has some choose your own adventure style stuff. Maybe it says, if you decide to do this or this, turn to a specific story passage in the back of the storybook and read only that one. And maybe you'll discover something that's useful. So the game implements that by giving you a storybook that's of a color. So later on, it might be like, well, if you have the blue story token, this happens. If you haven't discovered the blue story token, then do this instead. And maybe that's good or maybe that's bad. It depends on the story. I guess there's one other thing I'll mention, and then we'll kind of talk about what we think, and we'll tell you more if we need to, as a need to know basis based on what we're talking about. But the game is going to have you move around on the map, and you can stay on the road, but it's going to take you much more turns to get to where you're going, or you can go off-road. Either way, at the end of your turn, because each person's going to take turns being the leader, and on the leader's turn, they get to move the party token. And so if you end up on the road, there's an entire deck of road story cards that you'll flip out. And these are stuff you might encounter, like merchants that are traveling, or you might encounter, somebody trying to steal stuff from a carriage. But then there's off-road events that if you go into the bigger sections, it might take you less turns to get to where you're going because you're taking a shortcut, but they're much more dangerous potentially. And those are off-road events. When you flip those over, they're usually going to give you an option. Like, do you want to do this or do this? And you got to make the decision before you flip the card over. And it could be very bad or usually bad. So, I mean, that's pretty much the game. I don't know if there's anything else I should really mention before we go too into it, but, does that sound good, George? Anything else?
That's a pretty good description, I'd say.
All right, cool. I wanted to keep it pretty short, like a 5-minute explanation. So Matt,
Yes.
we'll start with you because you have this
Top 10.
in your top 10. If you checked out our episode 100, which was our top 20 games, Matt had this pretty high. I think it was like 4, 6, maybe.
Somewhere, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I enjoy this game a lot. It's, looking back to the old days when I used to do the pen and paper games, it takes a lot of time and dedication. This is essentially the same feel, a little shorter time, but I get that same satisfaction out of it. Because the choices are kind of minimal, but they are there. There are repercussions to your choices. So it actually feels like, pretty organic. Like you actually, have a little bit meaning and purpose in what you're doing. The combat, it's definitely not as sophisticated as any kind of pen and paper game, but it still kind of gives you that little itch, for some kind of combat at least. And, I really like the traveling part of it, cause you just don't know what's going to happen. It's all kind of just random and kind of reminds me of like a Final Fantasy VII, just walking and
Yeah.
Just swirl into, some unknown battle or something. So it, man, I really enjoy this game a lot. So
yeah, that's a good way to explain it. When you're walking around on the world map and you're doing those off-road or road events, those cards that flip over, first off, there's quite a bit of cards there, and a lot of them have multiple choices. So you can come back and do the same one later and probably forget what you chose in the first place. Cause you might not choose something if you're less powerful. It's like, hey, you see somebody, you want to mess with them or not.
Right.
And those are really cool because the storybook is kind of off to the side because it's like, go travel to this specific place, do whatever you want in the meantime. So you can kind of like do the whole Final Fantasy, like level up thing. So you're like running around leveling up because you're getting experience. In this game, it's called lore, and you'll get money, and then you can go travel to a town. And then when you're in the town, there's so many options that you can do.
Oh, I forgot about all that. Yep.
Yeah. Cause each town has so many, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like interactions that you can do. There's one that has a 1, there's 2, and then there's a 3. And if you go to one of those and you get like 2 interactions, well, maybe you can go to the tavern, and then maybe you can go to the apothecary or whatever. There's literally, I think like 12 or 15 different buildings that you can go to. And on top of that, whatever character that you picked has very unique actions for your character for some of those locations. So maybe as my character, I can go to the market and buy a specific weapon, whereas your character can go to the tavern and buy something else that's specific, or maybe a different interaction or whatever. So many cool things when it comes to that.
Yes, absolutely agree with you there. The towns are really great. Plus the fact that you have to limit your choices to 1, 2, or 3 things. So, out of all those options, it's a big choice to make when you make it to the town.
And it's a group choice too. Like, for instance, like we might need some healing items. So I'm going to go to, wherever it is to buy the bandages, to kind of stack up. Maybe you'll give me some of your money. I can buy some more bandages. Cause when you go to somewhere, you can only go to so many buildings or whatever, but you can do as many things there as you want. Some of those things are limited to once per visit. But if I go to the market and buy, or whatever it is, to buy the bandages, I can buy like 3 or 4 if people gave me the money, because that's my visit. Then George doesn't have to go there and buy them as well. Or so there's a little bit of discussion that you can have.
Yeah. Okay.
When it comes to town visits. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Overall, the game gives that feel like Matt was saying about, a role-playing game without having an actual dungeon master. Probably better than any other board game out there. It has that combat system that has the two aspects to it, the skirmish or the actual tactical system. And it has about the same length of time as a role-playing game. You can save the game and go on. So it has a very campaign feel to it. As far as the dungeon crawler, this is probably one of the best ones I've seen.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I will comment on the combat. Most of the time when you're playing dungeon crawls and you're doing the combat, that's like an hour thing, and you might do 2 or 3 combats to be done. The skirmishes allow you to do a ton of fighting. Obviously the skirmish, you don't bust out the miniatures or whatnot, so you don't have all that movement stuff going on, but you still get the feel of do your combat, and you can use some of your abilities. Some of them you can't use your abilities because they're not appropriate for skirmishes, but you still feel like at the end, it's like we played 3 hours and we fought like 5 or 6 skirmishes and 2 major battles. Mm-hmm. So you get a lot of cool combat, and you still had all that story element stuff going on. You got to explore the world and do all those like cool, event cards and such. You get to do quite a bit of stuff in even like a 3 to 4 hour playtime, I think.
Yeah.
So
definitely
this time we were playing it. I will say here's 2 negatives that I have. And if you ever watch my YouTube video on the Dice Tower for this one, the first one is the combat the one thing that's missing from it that I think it should have is like this attack of opportunity stuff. When you move away from bad guys, that they get to hit you and stuff, or if they move away from you, you get to hit them.
House rule.
You could. I don't really do a lot of house rules with that kind of stuff, but you could absolutely add that in. However, there in the second edition, I can't remember if it's in the first edition rulebook, but the second edition, there's like some alternative stuff you can add. It's optional. There's a little bit of combat stuff they added in the back of it. It's optional though, and a lot of it just seems like it affects the players. It makes it harder, like, firing into combat. So if you're shooting in there, you got people that's next to the opponents, it makes it harder for you to shoot. But it doesn't seem like it applies to the bad guys. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would you ever add that in just to make it harder?
Yeah.
Just whatever.
It's like a zombicide thing.
Yeah. So that's one thing but it's not a deal breaker. The game has quite a bit of cool combat stuff going on. And it's not that big of a deal. The second thing I will say is the crit hit and crit miss. It's called like devastating attack and devastating failure or something.
Yeah.
First off, in Dungeons & Dragons, you roll a 20-sided die. If you roll a 20 or a 1, that is a 5% chance on both ends.
Right.
In this game, you're rolling percentile dice, which is a 1% chance on both ends.
Yeah, ridiculous.
In D&D, and maybe I can't remember how it does in 4th edition, and I don't know about 5th edition, but most editions is you roll, if you crit, you roll again to see if you hit, and if you hit, you confirm that critical attack. Right? So there's a good chance that you're going to crit if you roll a 20. In this game, it's like you roll a 20 or you roll a 100 and you do the devastating strike or whatever, and you get like basically max damage or whatever. Or not max damage, but you get to roll, I think, twice and pick the highest. Or maybe it's double. What was it again? Oh my God. We played this like not that long ago.
It's double if you actually roll critical.
Yes. That's actually not even the part that I was mad at. There's just a 1% chance of doing it. The part that I'm actually mad at though is the rolling of a 1, because it destroys the item that you have. It breaks it, and then you have to go repair it at a town. And that is like super bad, because the crit hit stuff is like a one-time, bam, I did a lot of damage. Awesome. Crit miss is like, bam, I broke my weapon. Maybe that's the only one I have, and now I'm punching everything.
Right.
That's like garbage. And there's really, the devastating miss for the bad guys isn't even that bad. It's just so annoying. I don't think you should be able to break starter equipment either. So if you have like your starter weapon, maybe you can't break that. That is one thing I probably would house rule. I would absolutely house rule that whole system. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you can bring extra weapons and such, and that's cool. Maybe they can be broken with a 1 or whatnot, because maybe there's other things in the game because that might break your weapon if you're trying to do something. Like maybe if you want to try to pry this gem out of a wall, You can use a sword if you have one. And then maybe if you're stupid enough to do that, you break your weapon. So there's things in the game. I wouldn't say take out the damaging of weapons totally. I've never been a fan of durability in games, honestly. I think that's like the most garbage system ever. Like, why?
Yeah.
Is it a real life simulation of a fantasy game? Or so that's like the only things that kind of annoy me, but everything else in the game is awesome. I like how different all the characters are. This time around, we did have the expansion characters, and I think 4 of the 5 of us played expansion characters. I was the only one that picked one that wasn't. So there's a lot of cool characters. And when you play a character, you choose a focus at the beginning, which is like a special power. And so you can play that character again next time and maybe build them out differently. So.
Yeah, I like how you pick the character and it saves you a lot of time. If you're doing a role-playing game, you have to actually create the character. It takes an entire session usually. Yeah. And so this saves you a lot of time. But at the same time, some of the characters just strike me as being just silly. You know, your character's a madman with a meat hook. Really? What? You know.
It's kind of thematic in the setting, though. Because it is this very, I guess, what kind of theme is this?
It's gothic.
Like gothic.
Yeah.
Gothic fantasy.
Yeah.
So a butcher a butcher does make a lot of sense.
Okay.
I guess you're looking at the cover of the guy with the
I am
meat
looking
hook.
at the cover.
He's not even the butcher. I think he's the
He's not. He's the madman. He's literally insane and he has a meat hook. And there's another character whose name I don't remember, but she's a slayer and like she uses a wooden
I think it's
stake.
just called the Slayer.
That's like Buffy.
Yeah,
that's
she's Buffy.
definitely Buffy.
Yeah.
she's a vampire hunter.
Mr. Pointy.
Mr. Pointy.
So that's just kind of funny.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I guess we could talk about this for quite a bit of time. There's a lot of spoilers, so we can't really go into a lot of the story stuff. Mm-hmm. But the storybook that it comes with is pretty good. I mean, you can get, I can't remember if there's 5 or 6 stories in it. And usually we play each story in like 2 sessions because each story has like chapter 1 and chapter 2. And it's conveniently kind of in the middle, not necessarily in the middle of like the pages, but as the middle of like the length. Like the first part is probably going to take you the same amount of time that the second part does. And overall, I would say you can at least get maybe 6 to 10 hours, depending on how many players you have per story. So I mean, you're getting like 50 to 60 hours out of this game easily. Just in the base game. Then there's 2 expansions, and we haven't played any of those other than the characters, but looks pretty good. And there's also another storybook too, so which I have because I bought the conversion kit or whatever.
Okay,
good stuff. Fantastic game. This game is pretty awesome. 5 players is probably a little much. It's probably better. I think it says best at 4 on Board Game Geek. I would even say maybe 4 players would probably be good. Yeah. But I almost would be okay playing it 2 players and each player controlling 2 characters.
That would be interesting, I think.
There's decisions to make and stuff, but you don't necessarily need 4 people's opinions on everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, especially when it's so streamlined. You get these cards that give you A or B. What are you going to do? Yeah. It keeps the game moving. A role-playing game can sometimes... It's very freeing because you can do whatever you like and it's very creative. And I like that about that. I probably like that better than board gaming. I would rather, do a role-playing game sometimes. But at the same time, you can go off into the weeds and just be doing a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the actual plot, and waste a lot of time sometimes. And this you keep moving ahead anyway.
Yeah. And plus you don't have a DM, so you don't have a referee to make stuff up.
Yeah.
So you do have to have those choices or whatnot. So
you're right. Yeah. The one negative that I've seen several comments is that it's not a 2-player game, that it's just too difficult for a 2-player experience.
Exactly why I said 2 players playing 2 characters apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only thing that really shifts when you play with extra players is that the bad guys have like hit points based on the player counts.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So they have less hit points, but you're still fighting the same amount of stuff, and you have less characters to move around.
Yeah.
So if you're playing on a story map that has a couple of interaction spots, 3 guys to fight, Well, in a 5-player game, those 3 people can basically take one-on-one if they wanted to, or 3 people can gang up on one bad guy and fight it. Whereas you can dedicate somebody to running around doing the objectives.
Yeah.
But if you only have 2 characters, it's hard to split up and do that because you do need multiple people to kind of beat up on stuff. So I can see that, but I would say if I played 2 players, this game is not difficult where you have like a hand of cards that you're reading all this stuff. You could absolutely play it with, like, you can play this solo and control 4 characters easily.
Yeah, you could.
That would be a little much, but I think at least 2 characters for 2 players each. So have a 4 characters among 2 players. Absolutely doable. I don't think I would, if I played it with 2 players, I would play one-on-one or 1 character apiece.
Yeah. And if you're going solo, maybe just do 3 characters.
Yeah, you can do 3. That'd be fine. And 4 really isn't that bad, honestly. I mean, you're really it's just a lot of like writing the characters, because it does have like paper that you write down all the characters' stats and everything for. Because when you quote unquote quit and save the game, you got to put all that stuff back in the box. So you've got a character sheet essentially that you can keep track of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or you can add, like, if you get +2 attack from this thing, it's called might, but I'm going to call it attack. If you get +2 attack from like this weapon and this item, you can add it all together. So when you go to activate that character and roll to hit, you just look at one number. You don't have to like re-add everything every single time. So
yeah, that's a hidden benefit of playing it on Tabletopia, where it just, you save
Tabletop
the game.
Simulator.
Or sorry, Tabletop Simulator. Yes.
That's true.
You save
but
it.
I got all this stuff. I'm really excited because I have the miniatures.
Oh yeah. You've got the actual, all the game. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got all the miniatures and stuff. So, but not being able to get together, it's fun to still play it out.
Yeah.
So if you check this out on Tabletop Simulator, definitely check out Greenbrier's website or look into this, because it is absolutely worth buying for sure if you like these type of games.
Yeah. How many hours have you put into it, Matt?
Oh, just what I played with Tim.
Yeah. I think with him, we finished the first 2 stories.
Okay.
So maybe double what we
like
did.
12 hours or something.
More than that. More than that, I think. Maybe a little bit more.
Because we did 2 sessions, right?
Yeah, and we probably the first one we played till like 4 or 5 in the morning or something. And we got together at like 6.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then it was a couple hours less the next time, but I mean, it was over 20 hours.
Nice.
And that's just 2 of the stories. Now, I mean, you could shorten that if you go straight like we did. When we played it just recently, we didn't do a lot of the open world exploration stuff.
Right. No, we were pretty focused.
And that was kind of a bad choice on our part, because then we went into the combat.
Not ready.
And not ready. We didn't have a lot of gear. We didn't have a lot of money. We kind of geared up. We farmed a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems hard to get money.
Well, if you farm outside the world a little bit more, it's not as bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. You want to do final thoughts, George?
For me, I really enjoy this one. If I'm playing a dungeon crawl, this is the one I'm going to now.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we're going to do another one of these on the podcast when we play the expansion, probably, for sure. What about you, Matt?
Oh, I like it. So
yeah, top 10 for Matt. And I would say it just skirted my top 20. For sure. It's definitely up there. I tend to like D&D and stuff like that a little bit more. And so when it comes to board games, I focus not so much on the dungeon crawls, honestly, which is kind of weird for me, because in the beginning I did focus more on the dungeon crawls, but I would definitely put this at my top of the dungeon crawls for sure. Yeah. This would be my number 1 dungeon crawl for me.
Cool. I'm with you.
All right. Well, that is Folklore, the Affliction. All right. So for our first main topic here, I feel like it's obligatory to talk about some scary movies, some horror movies, some Halloween movies, since it's that spooky time of year. Although the likelihood of this coming out before Halloween is pretty slim. It might be come out November 1st.
Oh.
I'm a little bit behind on my episodes, and since my hosting plan only allows me to upload so many megabytes, trying to upload like 4 episodes in a month that are 3 hours is kind of hard. So November 1st it resets. It might actually reset on October 31st. We'll see. But more than likely, when you're listening to this, they're like, guys, we're focused on Christmas. And I hear you that there's no Thanksgiving anymore, but that's fine. So, Matt, at the beginning of the episode, you were talking about some movies you saw on Netflix. You want to start with those?
Yeah. So they got two of them. They're called The Babysitter. Premises, I think he's a freshman or maybe even a sophomore in high school. Maybe he's 8th grade. I don't know. I got the feeling he was in high school, though. But he has a babysitter, and he wakes up at night to go check and see what she's doing, and it turns out she's part of a murderous cult.
The babysitter is?
The babysitter is, yeah. So it's a lot of fun. It's actually a really fun movie. It's pretty cute, as weird as that. It kind of like that Tucker and Dale. Kind of like horror movie comedy, but it's cute in a weird way.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what Tucker and Dale is.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
No.
Never seen that?
No.
Okay.
I recommend that one too.
That's pretty funny.
It's fun. Yeah. It's like just a big misunderstanding is what it is.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Actually, it's really good.
Yeah, it's got Alan Tudyk in it. From,
Firefly.
Yeah. Pretty much those two are like, they're rednecks, but a bunch of college kids come up to have a weekend around where their like fishing cabin is, and they view them two dudes as like crazy, like stalky rednecks.
Like, yeah, backwoods hicks.
Yeah. But it starts off like they meet them at a grocery or at a convenience store.
We're talking about Tucker and Dale.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he goes up to the group of girls and like tries to hit on them, but he can't. So he starts murmuring and stuff, and it just comes across like super creepy. So and just every encounter from then on is like they're doing something innocent, but the college kids takes it a different way, and they think that like they're like, you know, going to capture them and eat them and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of fun.
But they're just actually just totally normal guys. Like,
yeah, they're just totally normal dudes. So like I said, it's just a big misunderstanding. But no, The Babysitter, they got two of them now on Netflix, and so that's a lot of fun. I watched another movie called Green Room.
You mean like Babysitter 1 and Babysitter 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two of them. They actually just recently came out with the second one. The first movie came out about a year ago. I actually watched both of them with my son. He really enjoyed them. There's some crude humor, but I mean, it is what it is. It actually has, I cannot remember.
I mean, he's like a teenager now, right? Your son?
Yeah, he's 14.
Yeah, so
he's all right. Yeah.
It's not, I mean,
he's fine. There's
nothing he's not already heard.
Yeah, it is what it is. But it does have
wow, that's crazy. You have a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when he was born.
Yeah.
Right?
He's 14-year-olds now.
Wow.
It has I cannot remember the name of the girl that is the star in this. She's really good though. It also has Robbie Amell, he was in The Duff. He was like the next door neighbor. I don't know if you've ever seen The Duff or not.
This is the worst topic for me ever.
Well, the only reason I bring him up though is because I don't know if you've heard, but they're rebooting the Resident Evil series.
Oh, I did hear that. Yes.
So he is supposed to be one of the people in that. So he's the brother of Stephen Amell, who is on CW, was the Arrow or Green Arrow.
Yeah.
They look like identical though. It's kind of funny how common or how close to each other they look. Then it also has Bella Thorne in it, who is from Wizards of Waverly Manor, I think. Yeah. So it's a really good movie. So it's good stuff. I liked both of them. Going on to The Green Room though, it has what's the name of this guy? He was did I not write it down anywhere?
What movie is it?
Anton Yelchin. Okay, so the only reason I bring this guy up, there's a movie called Odd Thomas. He was in it. He died from a car accident. He had a Jeep and it rolled down the hill and like killed him.
Oh,
it was
man.
like just a freak accident. But this movie Green Room was his last movie he made. It also has Patrick Stewart in it. It is about a punk band who goes to play a show and just stuff goes bad. It's got some.
What a great plot.
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't call it a horror, but it definitely has like some pretty gory imagery in it. And it's like actually, everyone always says like, oh, it kept me on the edge of my seat. I've never felt that about a movie until I watched this.
Really?
Like it is like really like suspenseful. Yeah, it's like intense. you can really feel for the people in the situation they're in. It's just turned out to be pretty good. And like I said, Patrick Stewart's in it. And
what was the name of this? I think I may have missed it.
The Green Room.
The Green Room.
Yeah, this is it's on Netflix also. So right now,
is it a secret on why it's called The Green Room?
Well, because they're a punk band and they're in the green room or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the holding area.
It's not like one of those titles that you don't really get the title until like later in the movie or whatever.
No, it's just called that because, like I said, they're a punk band playing, and I will say they end up playing in front of a bunch of like Nazi skinheads. I don't know if that has really any premise to do with it, but that is part of it. So
sounds like a trauma film.
Yeah, it's and then the only other like recent like kind of horror thing I've watched was there used to be a series, well, not used to. There's a series on Netflix called The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this series from the same creator, right?
Yeah, so they just came out with another one called the Haunting at Bly Manor.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same premise or whatever, just kind of creep factor 10. They're doing a little too much. So the first one was really good at like hidden like faces and people in the background.
Yeah.
Like have you seen this, George?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen the new one, but
no, you've seen the old one.
I've seen the old
one. Talking about?
Yeah. They've got like people just sneaking around in the background.
Yeah, but it's like you don't. Like as the story goes on, like it intensifies, you start seeing more and more of them.
I think I remember you talking about that on the podcast last year.
Yes, yeah.
Because you like went back and watched the episodes or something to see the faces.
Yeah, because YouTube, it was like I saw something on YouTube. It was like all the faces you missed, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, like totally missed them. Yeah,
yeah. They're just there in plain sight, and you just don't even see them. The unfortunate part of that is on this new one they have is you're constantly looking at the background now, and it's not nearly as subtle.
You can't focus.
Oh,
yeah. That's funny.
Well, it's just, they're not as subtle. It's like, there's clearly some things in the background, and they're just not hidden as well. It's not ruining it for me. We only watched one episode. It was pretty creepy too. So surely it'll ramp up and get better. So we'll get through that. And usually I know the first one was about 10 episodes. They're about 45 minutes a piece, so it's not that long of a watch.
What was the first one called? The Haunting on Hill House?
The Haunting at Hill House.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Kat and I are planning to watch the new one.
Yeah.
This isn't like a sequel. It's just another series, right?
They're both books. I would assume they're written by the same person. If I had to take a wild guess. But yeah, they're not tied together that I know of. Not saying they're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to
It's not clearly tied together.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be related, though. So, yeah, and it's definitely not like a sequel. It's not like a new family goes to that same house.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of... I watched it with my son. I thought that was a big boy step for him. He's usually kind of been scared of like horror movies. He's been watching a lot of horror movies with us here lately. So.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what about Hocus Pocus? You got some?
No, that's like one of my wife's favorite movies, though. But
we'll go back to the classics here in a second. George, what do you have you seen any newer scary movies recently?
I haven't. No, I haven't seen any movies recently. I've just been working, so much. And
well, I say recently, but I mean like since last Halloween.
Yeah, right. Even from last Halloween, I don't have a lot of newer ones to talk about. But I was just thinking, as far as what I contribute to this conversation, like you're saying, the Tucker and Dale, that kind of horror movie is my favorite kind, where it's actually pretty funny at the same time.
Well, you'll love The Babysitter.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
So great. Watch that. Yeah. You'll like it.
Yeah. Some other movies that are kind of along those lines that I like are The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, yes. For sure.
That's great. And, a movie, that is, I think from New Zealand, but it's called Housebound. And that one is a comedy horror about, a group of people in a house where there's a guy like living in the house secretly, and skulking around inside their house, which is just creepy as hell. But it's actually pretty funny. It's pretty good.
New Zealand likes their comedy horror movies too. So
yeah, Dead Alive, that kind of thing.
Dead Alive. Did you know that they don't call it that?
They don't call it that?
No, they call it Brain Dead.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a totally different name. Like Europe and Australia and all them, they call it brain dead. I've been watching, like, anytime I'm watching something on YouTube, actually that What Culture I told you about, they call it brain dead. It's
okay.
Because I'm like, what are they talking about brain dead? And then they brought up Peter Jackson. I'm like, are they what? It's like,
that kind of reminds me of Resident Evil because they call it Biohazard in Japan, but then in I guess
the game or
the game,
movies?
the game.
Okay.
Well, yeah, well, I'm getting to that. The game is called Biohazard, and then I guess because there was a Biohazard band, they ended up calling it Resident Evil in America.
You didn't used to listen to Biohazard?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
you said it like with a question.
Oh, well,
I got you.
Just the inflection, but and then America, like Hollywood, started producing the Resident Evil films, which is ironic because I don't know if they renamed it to Biohazard when it released in Japan or not, like the movies.
Yeah.
Or if they're just called. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
Resident Evil sounds kind of cooler than Biohazard. Biohazard sounds kind of generic.
Well, especially when you figure the premise of the
first one.
The first one where it's in a house, that's the whole
like
point
mansion.
of it. So,
and then quickly that went away, and then it became Resident City, or
Resident Alice.
Yeah. But so I haven't really seen a lot of newer horror movies. I mean, honestly, I haven't really watched tons of movies anyway. Matt, I just watched. What was it called? George,
Hocus Pocus?
No. they're making a sequel, right?
Watched?
Or is it out?
To what? Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
I did hear something about like I don't think it's a sequel or something. Yes, you're right.
It should be soon because I'm pretty sure they were trying to get that out before Halloween.
For whatever reason, I've never been a big Sarah Jessica Parker fan, but she was really hot in that. I don't know what it was. I guess the pale skin or something. I don't know.
I dislike that one. I never enjoyed that one.
Never really?
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it when I was littler.
Okay.
Well, whatever. The movie I just watched, it's not really a horror film, but the reason I want to bring it up is because I like the style of the ending. And it's the one with Tom Cruise, where it's like a space movie.
Yeah. I forget what the name in America. Like they name things different things. It's All You Need Is Kill, basically.
Huh?
Where he keeps dying and coming back.
Well, don't spoil anything, but it doesn't really work that way. But Alexa, what is the movie Tom Cruise was in? Oh, never mind. Stop, Alexa. Stop.
What, you remember it?
Oblivion.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different movie. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, so no spoilers.
Yeah.
You never seen this?
No.
Well, anyway, it's a really good movie. There's a lot of plot hole problems if you really try to dissect it in the very end, like after you watch it or whatnot. But if you're like me and you just, if you like take the Gladiator approach, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
I'm basically either entertained or not entertained. But what's cool about this is the twist. And I love twist. And this has a really kind of, the movie's not really dark, but it does have a slight dark twist to it. And I like those type of movies. And I like them in horror films as well. Like Descent, where Descent, like at the end, which I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted on the ending, but Descent is this movie where this group of female spelunkers are going to go check out this cave. And then one of them's like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we, well, she didn't really say this, but she replaced the map and they basically went to an unexplored cave and they go into it. And the whole movie is through this thing. And they, there's like life down there that they run into and it ends up, killing everybody, etc. Spoiler, but I mean, whatever. At this point, this movie's like a decade old.
Yeah, it's over 10 years old.
Sure.
If it's over 10, right? Is that the
I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure it has to
be. Alexa, what year did Descent come out?
The film The Descent was released about 14 years ago on August 4th, 2006.
So, I love this Alexa intern. I feel like the statute of limitations for spoilers is up on that one. But basically, in the end, she gets kind of knocked unconscious and she wakes up and escapes the cave and stuff. And then like some weird stuff happens and she realizes she was still asleep. Like then it comes back to that point and then she's like trapped in this thing forever. So, dude, it's like kind of like little twists like that. I like movies that have that, especially like horror films.
Yeah.
I could recommend a really good movie to watch then if you like that kind of stuff. So you like dark endings then?
It doesn't have to be dark. It just has to be a mind F.
Yeah. Okay.
But it can be dark as well. That's fine.
Because I was going to say the movie The Mist. It has Thomas Jane in it. It's a short story from Stephen King. He doesn't say this very often. Stephen King actually liked the ending of that movie better than his own ending he wrote.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But it is awful.
Like it's bad for everybody involved.
Yeah, it's a really rough ending. So
The Mist. All right, I'll have to watch that.
It's essentially a mist comes through, and it there's a government experimental center close to them. All of a sudden, you see a bunch of military people running around, and this mist rolls through, and it like has all these like crazy like giant bugs and stuff in it. So it's like you don't know if they opened a portal to another world or if they released experiments or what. You don't know exactly what happens there, but it's just like bad stuff happens.
Have you seen this, George?
I've not. Yes, actually. When did this come out? It was a while.
It came out before the Walking Dead series started because it was directed by Frank Darabont, and he actually took about 3 people from that movie and put them in the first season of Walking Dead. So
yeah, I think I have seen it.
What, 10 years ago, 10, 11?
But I don't
roughly
recall a lot from it other than, just now that you say the basic storyline, I'm like, I've seen that.
Well, like, have you ever seen the Mothman Prophecies?
No, I'm aware of what it is. Or
that has kind of like the type of stuff that I'm talking about. You should really watch that. It's really great. Because he just like travels and then he realizes he's like 3 states away or something. He's like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
That is happening like through the whole thing. It's great. It's a fantastic movie.
It's kind of funny.
Kind of a Halloweenish movie.
There's a lot of movies that you would have really liked too that were, I think they might have been written by Clive Barker. I know they were directed by Carpenter though, but Mouth of Madness was part of the trilogy.
Mouth of Madness?
Yeah, that and Jacob's Ladder. That's not part of the trilogy, but In the Mouth of Madness is awesome.
I'll have to check that out.
That one is incredible. Like when the ending happens, I was just couldn't believe it. So that's some good stuff right there.
All right, I've got a list here. I have a whole backlog of Blu-rays. So, I mean, this is unrealistic for me to say I'm going to watch them. But, so, one of my favorite series, which I hope Matt has seen this because I haven't seen it, but one of my favorite series is Saw, in a weird way. Because the first movie is great and the rest are terrible. For the most part. The 4th one is pretty good as well, but the first one is clearly the best. And then they tried to make a plot out of nothing.
Yeah.
And so the 4th movie is really good.
Is the 4th one with the guy that his kid was killed in the car accident?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that one. Then,
right.
If it's that one.
Right. And so like that one was good. The first one's really good. And then the rest was just kind of on an okay level and sometimes kind of like cheesy level. But have you seen Jigsaw? I haven't seen that. Because they I guess it's a reboot maybe, or it's like supposed to be the next in line.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. You don't question my parenting, but my daughter has been watching these with her my daughter who is 12. They've been she's 12 right now. She'll be 13 in a couple months. They've been really interested in watching these, and just the way the American culture is, I'm looking up how much nudity is there in it. Like, don't care about anything else. Just, is there nudity I'm not remembering?
I don't think there's
not.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's none.
There's hardly any nudity at all. So I think they've watched 1, 2, and 3 so far.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that girl will probably spend the night coming up here soon, and then they'll ask, "Can we watch the 4th one?" So
do you have them all, or
they're either watching them on Hulu or they might rent them for like $3 or something.
Oh, well, I have them all if you want to borrow them.
I might. Yeah. Blu-ray?
So, no, DVD. They can suffer. No. But so let's talk about some classics. What's some classic horror films, scary movies?
Well, I always say The Thing whenever it's brought up. So,
oh, that's true. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, love The Thing.
That one for sure.
Matt, we just played a board game that you have enjoyed. What was it called again?
The Shining.
No, not that one. The Thing.
I was thinking of classic ones.
Who goes there?
Who goes there? Yeah,
that was the book that actually that movie's based off of.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Matt is schooling us here.
Yeah. So originally that book was written like in the 50s or something, I think. The original title was Who Goes There, and that's where they got the idea for the thing. So it is essentially, it's another The Thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a stupid title, though.
Yeah, I don't
for the
know.
board game. But
Yeah, I don't know, but it's because that was the name of the book. So
I will say that even though The Thing Outpost 31 or whatever
Yes.
it's called, it was fun. This one might be more thematic to the book or like to the actual franchise than that game.
right, I could see that.
Yeah.
Especially since the other one, I mean, no knock on them. It was what's that company called?
USopoly.
USopoly.
The Op.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it was through a different company. They just published it, but it was along their line with the IP licensing and all that. And
Apparently, I forgot to take autofocus off the camera, and it's freaking out every once in a while. So
No, don't do
apologize if you're watching the videos. But yeah, I thought Who Goes There is pretty good.
that's good to hear. I was curious about it.
Yeah, that was a decent game. Yeah.
So other classics than The Thing, like I liked like Bram Stoker's
The
Dracula.
I actually have never seen that.
Yeah, that it was
Yeah.
really weird.
Or Nosferatu is a classic horror movie.
Yeah,
Is that the comedy one?
Does that even have sound?
It
it doesn't have sound, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's
Oh, I was thinking of Young Frankenstein. Never mind, because I said comedy.
oh, okay.
Oh, Young Frankenstein. Yes.
Yeah,
Frankenstein versus the Wolfman. That's a classic movie with Abbott and Costello.
I mean, yeah. When I say classic, I meant like when we were kids. But that's fine.
Kat and I watched that one and played Horrified after that. And Horrified actually has Abbott and Costello in the game. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Horrified's pretty good.
It's pretty
Did
fun.
that have? I assumed what Lee Chaney?
Yes, that's the Wolfman.
Yeah.
Yeah. A classic.
Cool.
Yeah, it's funny. I watch a horror marathon every year because a buddy of mine puts on a 24-hour horror marathon called Shock.
Oh yeah.
Shock Around the Clock. And I don't remember a lot of the films unless they really stick with me for some reason. So it's usually the ones that are like the comedies that I remember or the really horrible
Like
ones.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, no, I like that one. Yeah. But there's a few films that are just so disturbing that they also stick with me. So I don't know if you're into like the other end of horror and you want like really like not very pleasant films. There's one called Martyrs, which involves a lot of torture. It's pretty awful.
Have you seen Hostel?
No, I haven't seen that.
That it's more of like torture porn, I guess.
Yeah,
Martyrs?
yeah, and this is too. Martyrs.
Is that the Italian film
It was some other language. Yeah, I don't know.
where all the diplomats have all the kids?
Yeah.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah, you seen that one?
No, I just know what it is.
Okay, it's that one. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Is it pretty messed up?
It's like number 1 or number 2 on like it's one. First of all, it's banned.
Oh,
From
really?
where?
Yeah, it's like a banned movie. Like you can't get that anymore.
Oh.
In the U.S. or
Yeah, it's like you cannot buy that movie. It's not distributed.
like,
I
is it
can-
like
I
the
can
Human
understand why.
Centipede or
No, Human Centipede is. It's because it has so much like. It has some rape and stuff in it, right?
I am very sorry that I saw that film.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the more rough movies to watch. That's crazy. He had that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure we got the internet now. It's
No,
not,
yeah.
It's not like back in the 2000s where it's like you got the Star Wars Christmas special.
No.
Yeah, pop out that VCR. Let me copy it for you.
I'm not saying you can't get it. I'm just saying you cannot legally like buy it.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're
It's
saying.
not for distribution at all.
Yeah.
I saw it in a theater. Like, it scarred me for life, basically.
Wow, that is crazy. I think that was also one of those movies where like there's a lot of them older movies that they'll bring the director in front of like and bring them up on charges because it's so real looking that they think like that stuff was actually happening. And
Yeah, this is nothing like the Saw movies. Like the Saw movies, it's so fake. It's so like there's this.
It's ludicrous because they're like putting their hands into saws and filling up buckets of blood just so it can trigger a door to open.
Yeah. or like the monster Saw dude has like some kind of like crazy superhero powers or something. Like, how does any of this happen? But in this movie, it's like so real. It's just horrifying. Honestly, horrifying.
Man.
Wait a minute. That's not the movie I'm talking about.
Yes, it is.
This says a young woman's quest for revenge against people who kidnapped and tormented her.
Yes.
Okay, that's not the one I was talking about then. Oh, that was a weird looking image.
No, it is the one you're talking about with the diplomats at the end. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, this looks like it has some kind of like supernatural thing going on. Maybe this is a different movie. This is 2008. Did that movie look like really old?
No, it didn't look old. No.
We might be getting movies confused.
There's a couple Martyrs movies out there, but there's definitely diplomats involved.
It's not rated.
Well, yeah. A lot of things aren't rated now.
Yeah. But another one that I'll mention that scarred me for life is pretty bad, but definitely not as bad as that one. But for me, it was just as bad because it had a section in it with a deaf couple that gets attacked and tortured, basically. And, I work with deaf people all the time, and it was just so real. That film was called German Angst.
Huh.
And it's 3 stories, and they're all terrible.
Is that one subtitled or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to get something that is really going to disturb you, those are my 2 recommendations.
Fair enough. Well, we're running out of time on this topic, but I have one question. The best question ever. Zombies, fast or slow?
Slow.
Discuss.
I am a slight purist. I do like it. The whole point of the slow zombies was it was just a claustrophobic of so many of them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. And this is like blasphemy, but I don't really care. I actually enjoyed the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, wait. No, I love that.
Yeah. It's
like at the end where they go to that island and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, whoops.
Yeah. Well, that movie, it's just, the sequel to that's coming out here soon.
Oh, dude, that movie was
I think it picks
awesome.
up on the island. It's intense.
It is intense.
Yeah, they run. It's actually got a really disturbing scene because usually like kids are untouchable in horror movies, but there's a scene where like a toddler or something's in the back window of a car and like 2 zombies are obviously like about to
rip it apart
and stuff. Like it's sitting there kicking and screaming, and it's got a zombie on its legs and a zombie on its arms, and kind of rough to watch as a parent.
Oh, man, dude, I have that feeling now because I remember a long time ago Matt told me this, and this was before I had kids, and now that I have kids, It is legit unbearable to watch this stuff.
Yeah, so.
I am. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty desensitized. I'm like, nothing really bothers me, but when there's kids involved, even if you watch like America's Funniest Home Videos,
right,
even stuff like that, you're like, oh man. Like, I'm not laughing. You guys are laughing. I'm not laughing. Like, so it's pretty bad. It's, wow. Like, I forgot that scene was in there until you said that, and that kind of disturbs me now.
Yeah.
I can watch people get destroyed all day long. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
So even like real videos of stuff happening to people that's very messed up, right?
Right.
If it happens to younger kids, man, it hits you hard when you're a parent.
I can watch horror movies and get through them, and sometimes they're really disturbing and they stay with me, and I hate myself for it, but I can get through the horror movie. But I don't like to watch things that are real, like, videos of real people actually hurting themselves that, maybe they're not even that hurt, but they like fall on the ice or whatever. I don't like to watch that stuff. People that fall on skateboards and stuff, if it's a real thing, I can't watch it.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
It's weird though.
There's that empathy.
Yeah.
That says a lot about me. Dang it. So going back to zombies, fast or slow, we got 28 Days Later.
Not a zombie movie.
No, but I guess they're not really zombies, are they? They're just infected.
What's your definition of zombies? They're not undead. I will say that.
They're not undead?
No, they're not undead.
Dude, when you play D&D, you get the bonus against them.
No, because they don't die and come back. It's just a virus because they starve out. So they are like still alive, very much well alive.
Well, that's fair, yeah, because they still have
They're zombies
Flesh.
like mind-wise, yeah, if you want to say it like that. But
yeah. No, that's fair.
they're
That's
not
fair.
undead.
So like 28 days later, they're just infected, right?
Yes.
And just crazy.
Yeah, they got the rage.
Yeah. What about World War Z?
Those are zombies because they're
Right.
dead.
Right. That I haven't actually seen that entire movie. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I didn't like, so like that's where I cut it off with the fast zombies, where like they're crawling over each other and
It's almost like I picture like a flock of birds or like a school of fish where they like in Nemo where they make an arrow.
No, yeah, that's
It's like, oh, this is stupid.
right, exactly. So like, and that's what you think of like where they're like climbing up the walls and stuff. It's like they would all crush. Like those, they might get there eventually, but it would be like they'd go up so far it would crush. Then they'd climb some more and more would crush, and eventually they would get there, but it wouldn't be all at once.
Are they a hive mind in that movie, or are they just doing it because they?
You know, I don't remember. And you know, I sit here and talk about the fast zombies, but then there's a movie called Train to Busan. It's really good, actually. It's a Korean movie.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. I think Eric talked about it before and he liked it a lot. They're like super fast and like superhero kind of zombies in that one too, though. But I like that. So I guess it just depends.
What about you, George?
I got to go with the slow zombies because the point of the slow zombies is that they're just this force that's out there and it's inevitable and it's going to take a long time to get to you. But the point of it is because they're out there and the people are stuck inside with themselves, the real threat is not the zombies. The threat is the people. You know?
That's fair. Like The Walking Dead. I was going to get to that.
Dead. Or there's the board game City of Horror.
That's a good. I like that game.
Yeah, like the idea is the people are the things you have to worry about.
I don't remember it, but
you're not worried about zombies running in and getting you real fast. It's having others, you know, that are untrustworthy.
I kind of like the compromise where the zombies. Do you remember this game at all?
No, because I would remember that little standee thing.
Yeah, I'll look and see. I like when zombies can shuffle a lot faster than just a drag of a walk. Like, I like when they can walk, like, they look like they're going fast for a zombie, but they're like coming at you at your, like, you know, speed that you're in a mall.
Yeah.
Like power walking. Like, I don't mind power walking zombies. That's kind of cool. Or maybe if there's a lot of zombies and some of them can power walk, but others can't, depending on maybe how decayed they are or whatnot.
And that's another part of it, too, is they will never tire out. And you will.
That's right.
Yes, correct.
So you only got so far.
Yep.
So I like that. I guess like 28 days later, like the fast zombies or stuff like an I Am Legend or whatever, those are okay, but not in full force. Like that's why World War Z just looks stupid to me.
Yeah, that's I couldn't get into that one.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they're not just fast, they're super fast now.
You didn't play with us. They're like super fast, yeah.
That's bizarre.
Real quick before we end this topic, Matt, have you been watching the newest Walking Dead stuff?
I just realized they had it. I didn't.
Oh, that is a no.
I looked on. I think I looked at IGN for something, and it showed like
an ad.
Well, it had our take on like season 1, episode 2 of I think it's called Walking Dead. I can't remember.
Oh, not the new season. Like what I'm talking about is the latest season of Walking Dead.
Oh, the latest season of it.
Yeah.
No,
where they look like they had shields and swords.
Yeah, no, that's one of my buddies told me about a scene where like someone slits a zombie's neck and like uses it to put out a fire, the blood.
That's pretty awesome.
I thought it was corny. So when he told me that happened, I was like, okay, that's
like straight up anime.
Yeah, that's a little much.
I'm done with this. I don't need to watch it. Although we do have AMC, like we pay the $5 a month for like the premium thing, so
yeah,
we can watch it. Because otherwise you have to wait for the season to be over and like wait a year to watch it. My daughter likes it, so I think she's watched all of it. But maybe one day I'll try and pick it back up just to finish it.
Fair enough. Are y'all ready to move on to our top 5s?
Yep.
If you're interested into Halloween stuff and you're watching the videos, check out the next video. This is our top 5 Halloween themes. We have a couple of them for you. So normally people would do their top 5 Halloween board games or board games to play on Halloween. we took that Halloween theme and we are doing individual lists where we have kind of like Halloween style theme stuff, but you're getting 3 lists out of us. They're very unique here. So I'll start with me and tell you what my theme is, and then we'll do Matt's, and then we'll do George's. My theme are the top, not really a top 5, because I wouldn't say this is like top 5, but it's board games you can play in the dark. There's not a large list for this. So saying a top 5 is basically saying the 5 games that exist.
Yeah.
There are some more out there that you can play, but these are my picks for this. So mine are top 5 games to play in the dark. Matt, what's yours?
Oh, mine? Yeah, I couldn't really go the board game route on kind of the short notice that I was coming, but I did top 5 video game villains, monsters that struck fear in me.
Cool. George?
Okay, well, I got this idea from Kat, and she was talking about Halloween and talking about things that we like to do around this time, but we can't because of coronavirus. And one of those things is corn mazes. So the idea is top 5 games with mazes.
Well, cool. All right, so I'll start off with my number 5, and it is a game actually I have not played, but I believe George has. And it's a really good, and when I say games you can play in the dark, what I mean is really low light levels. There's a couple of instances where it's dark.
That is what dark means.
Well, I mean, like, you're not going to play a board game in pitch black. You know, you got to be able to see something. And what I'm saying is, like, you can turn the lights really down low, and there's not a lot of components where you need to read or see things. This one, though, is one that you would turn the lights down low, and it's kind of creepy, but it's Mythos Tales.
Oh, yeah, Mythos Tales.
Yeah, because this game...
You do have to be able to read.
You do have to be able to read. So what I mean is, like, you turn the lights down low, and maybe you can have some spotlighting to where you can put the papers into play. But it has, like, that creepy Arkham horror things that are going on. And, you know, if you put the mood to it, it would amplify this game pretty well.
Yeah, no, agreed. That's cool.
Otherwise, you play it like outside in broad daylight or something. It's not as creepy.
That's true. No, that's a good call.
Have you heard of what this game is?
No.
You know what Sherlock Holmes detecting what's it called?
Consulting detective.
Consulting detective is?
Right.
It's this but rethemed.
Okay.
So it's like it's kind of like a role playing, not really role playing, it's more of like you hear everything, you move around in this city and get more clues, and you got to take notes and everything, and then kind of figure out what the not really objective, but what the who did it kind of thing is.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense because in Cthulhu Mythos, there's a lot of investigators investigating research. Yeah. So
Mythos Tales.
Is it set in
it's set in like Arkham Horror.
Oh, okay. Sweet. My number 5 is The Witch from Left 4 Dead 2. Every time you be running around, you hear this little lady crying and stuff. You always had to tiptoe around her because if you woke her up, or I don't know, she's awake.
What game is this again?
Left 4 Dead.
Oh, okay,
Left 4 Dead.
The Witch, she'd be huddled down crying and stuff. And, you always knew you had to watch it for her. So, but man, when you disturbed her, it was pretty crazy. Kind of frightening. Oddly enough, they just released some kind of expansion for this out of nowhere.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what it is, but it's like some new DLC they just out of nowhere released for it. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So
that was one of my favorite games.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, I love Left 4 Dead 2. That was a game that I played with the kids, man. It was so funny. The kids there, this is probably, I don't know, 6 years ago. It was on our Xboxes at 360s.
Yeah.
And just hearing them like, oh, it's a jockey, watch out. You know, it's just, there's a jockey coming.
I've only played this game one time.
Are you serious?
But when I played it for like 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
So I've played it a lot. Yeah. It's just one session.
Yeah, and it's got one of the better multiplayer things because one team could play as all the different like monster zombies, and then one team's the normal 4 people. So it was always kind of neat to play. So it was a good time.
We would do this as a LAN party. It was great.
Yeah.
That's what I did. My birthday party. Did you come to that?
No, not for this one.
We played Xbox down here. We had like 3 or 4 Xboxes hooked up.
With the Halo?
Well, okay, so after everybody left,
Okay. Great. All right.
we played Left 4 Dead like till like 6 or 7 in the morning.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, because everybody left around. Most people left around like midnight.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like 10. It was pretty early, but I mean, we had been gaming like since noon or something. So we played it, and then everybody left, and there was only 4 of us left.
That might not have been the time I came. I came when we bowled and then. Did
no,
Halo.
okay. The year after that,
Yeah. Okay.
we had only here gaming on
Gotcha.
Saturday. So we started at like 12, and most people left about 9 or 10, and there was like 3 or 4 of us, and we played Left 4 Dead till like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Gotcha.
It was crazy. We were
Nice.
really tired. All right, George, what's your number 5 for your corn maze list?
The maze list, number 5, is one that has maze in the title. It is Magic Maze and Magic Maze on Mars. This one is a cooperative game where each of the players controls a direction. So one person is moving you north, or one person's only moving south. You know, all the different characters that are on the map. So you really have to work together to get where you're going, so that you can work with other players and have a plan work out. In the original Magic Maze, you are sort of fantasy characters running around inside a mall, retrieving your items that have been stolen from you and transported to the future. It's kind of weird. And then Magic Maze on Mars has curved routes rather than straight, and you move along certain colors rather than just compass directions. So it's a deeper experience, but this is very similar, and you have to get resources in order to pay to move along those certain routes. And yes, these are some really fun maze games that are timed. You have to get everything done in a certain amount of time, and you can't talk. Oh yeah, you can't talk.
There's like a token you could put in front of somebody to say, hey.
Yeah, there's just this big red token. You plunk it down in front of them to say, hey, you're an idiot.
or you should go next. Or
it means you need to do your thing. But then the person's like looking at the board going, where? What? What are we doing? Yeah, it's great.
It's a pretty good communication thing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I just went through a corn maze at a farm this past weekend.
Shelbyville?
Galrain Farms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you shoot the apples?
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my wife just took the kids probably like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They went there.
It's super fun.
What are you shooting them with?
It's like you shoot them out like
It's like a big. It's
like a potato gun,
but it's a big turret.
Yeah, you're just like, it's like boom. You
You're
shoot them out
firing
like
apples at people in the maze?
no.
That would be fun though.
It's not time, but you better get out.
No, they just got several different activities there, and the corn maze is one, and shooting apples at like inanimate objects out in a big field is the other one.
Yeah, they have like a truck, and they have a couple of wooden like targets, stuff.
Okay.
Like
Oh, awesome.
All right, my number 4 of my games to play in the dark. This one you actually can play in the dark. It's called Vampires of the Night. And this is a game that you're going to use this magnified wand to push like opposite polarity to push the vampire around. And he's trying to clean up all this garlic that's left around. But you don't want to knock it into the basement because there's holes punched through the board. You want to knock them off the edge of the board so you can collect them. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. But what's cool is a lot of the pieces are glow in the dark. So the idea is you sit them under a lamp for a while, you turn off all the lights, and you play this game in the pitch darkness except for the glow of the components. So it's very Halloween-y because the vampire theme, it's a kid's game, so it's kind of funny, but it's also a game you can play in the dark. It's super good, by the way.
And it's fun, whether you're a kid or not. It's fun.
Oh, it's super fun.
Yep. Good stuff. My number 4 is there's a game called Death Stranding, and it just had these creepy like invisible things that you couldn't see unless the attached like fetal baby in your bottle that's on your chest couldn't tell you where they were. It's a really kind of messed up game. It's who did Metal Gear? Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
It's Yeah, it's him, and actually, who helped him direct this game was Guillermo del Toro. So it's got that whole like kind of creepy vibe throughout the whole game. But essentially, they're called beach things. The way they let you know they're beach things, it's got to do with the whole story.
Okay.
There's something about a beach in the whole game.
Just a beach.
Yeah, a beach. The beach is like where this big thing happened. I don't know. Or where they're coming from. I can't remember exactly. It's kind of weird.
It's kind of a fun name, like, the beach things.
Yeah.
No, they're horrible.
Yeah. And
you figure like the Beach Boys are coming at you.
Well, you know, it's funny. They call them BTs, but it stands for beach thing.
Okay.
But yeah, like, so whenever they know you're there, like all you see is like handprints. Like, so
in the sand.
It's kind of weird, like, because it's not like they got hands for feet, but handprints just come out of nowhere. But you know they're close. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But it's really creepy whenever it's like later in the game, you learn how to like work around it. But at the very beginning, it's like as soon as like it starts happening, you're like, oh God, you don't even want to move. There's an actual part of the game where you can hold your breath because they can hear you breathe. That's
creepy.
It's all pretty serious. Yeah. So it's pretty intense in the first part of the game. So
are you sitting there holding your own breath like as you're playing the game?
I'm going to try this one out. I haven't played this one yet.
Yeah. It's a good game.
Yeah.
I think it's worth playing through. So
do it, George. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Escape the Curse of the Temple. And this one, you're trying to find your way to the exit. So it is a maze that you're putting it together as you go. And it's frantic dice rolling multiplayer co-op. And, it's my number 4. A lot of people already know this one, so I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but
yeah,
it's a good game.
Well, speaking of one that everybody basically knows about, my number 3 is Mysterium.
Mm-hmm.
When we first played this when it first came out at Gen Con, they had an entire booth set up to where it mimicked this whole, it was like a
seance,
booth. Yeah, like seance. They had the lights dimmed. They had I think they had candlelight in there and stuff. It was pretty good. I mean, they had a really cool like atmosphere attached to it. So you still have to be able to see because there's a lot of artwork and stuff you need to interpret with the clues and such. But overall, this game does get amplified, I think, by the atmosphere. I know Eric has said that a couple of times in previous lists.
Right.
But yeah, Mysterium.
Yeah, lovely game.
Yeah, that's a good time. And the low light kind of helps.
Oh, yeah.
My number 3 is from the Resident Evil 7 game. The Baker family in general, but namely Marguerite. She's just really creepy, and she has bugs come from places that bugs should not come from. And she sends them at you. It's very disturbing. So yeah, she's just a creepy old lady with a bug problem. She needs to get that checked out.
Now I want to play that. That's great. All right, my number 3 is Sator Arepo Tenet Opera Rotas.
Say that 10 times.
Right? And the thing is, that is the name comes from an old word square, magic word square, where you say it forward and backward, left and right, up and down the same way.
Oh, I see it.
On the square.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of religious underpinnings. If you check out the wiki for Sator Arepo Tenet Operotas, which is in Latin, by the way, and it has a few different translations. The other very interesting thing about those letters is you can rearrange them to make a cross saying Paternoster 2 ways, and then the remaining letters stand for these other Christian things. Anyway, there's a whole lot of mysticism involved with this. The game itself is related to Christianity in the sense that the keeper of purgatory has been waning in power, and in order to keep these souls from escaping purgatory, they use the magical power of several tomes, magical tomes that you have to search around on the map to find. And the way that you do that is by putting down pieces in a maze-like pattern. So all that to say, this is a good Halloween sort of spooky maze game. It's really quite good.
I like the cover art. It looks cool.
Yeah. It had a new edition, and this is the newer edition.
I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah.
My number 2 of games you can play in the dark requires 2 things. One, obviously, you got to turn the lights down, but it would be, but it also kind of doesn't really require a full retheming. But it's 2 rooms and a boom, and so 2 rooms and a boom. If you're not familiar with, you played this, Matt.
Yeah.
If you play this game at a Halloween party, obviously the lights are going to be dimmed anyway, and then you can theme the game. The game is you're supposed to be, trying to find the bomber, you don't want the bomber to be in the same room as the president at the end because he's going to kill him, right? And blow up.
Right. Unless you're the bomber.
Huh?
Unless you're with the bomber.
Unless you're on the bad team. But you could pretend that you're actually at a political event, Halloween party, and you don't have to theme anything out. It just works out. But it's really cool to play with like the darker lighting because there is a lot of walking to another player and talking to them individually. And I feel like with the lighting and the moods, if it's so bright, it's too easy to kind of look over and see people and read their lips and things like that.
Yes.
And when I was at Dice Tower Convention, we played this, and one of the rooms was bright and the other room was kind of like it was like a hallway, so it wasn't as well lit. And I felt like I had a better experience when I was playing in a darker room just because you can't read people's lips. You don't overhear as many conversations. Yeah. It's a really cool atmosphere. And if you had a Halloween party and everybody was in costume and stuff, it would just be a really cool experience because you don't have to remember people's names. You could be like, the princess did it. The princess is the,
Yeah, that's such a good idea though. Having it dark when you play that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like it.
2 rooms and a boom.
Sweet. My number 2 is a pretty known figure in gaming, but Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2.
Oh yeah.
You don't really interact with this guy at first, but you just see him walking by with this big monster
dragging
sword.
it.
Yeah, just dragging it. You do encounter him eventually, but it's just the man. Every time you see him, it's nuts. So yeah, Pyramid Head.
Man, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that PT?
No, I was actually probably on probably just going to go on YouTube and try and watch it, watch a playthrough of it. And
2 things about that. One, I had it.
You did?
And I deleted it.
Oh.
Otherwise, if you have it on your console, people are selling their PS3s with it on there for like lots of money.
Right, yeah.
Here's the creepy thing about that game. Somebody wall hacked it, right? They hacked the cameras in the game.
Yeah.
And they found out that the entire time you're playing it,
the girl
is attached behind you, following you the whole time.
Yeah.
To give the sense that something's always following you. But no one had any idea until it was like hacked and then found that once you break the camera, they saw that it was attached to it as an object.
And then
isn't that creepy?
That's creepy, yeah, but
pretty sure that was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro did that also.
Oh, probably, yeah.
So I'm almost because there's rumors that they're going to do like another kind of Silent Hill game.
I don't know why they don't just make that available again.
Yeah, I don't either. I think that's a Konami, right?
I don't remember.
I think it is. I think Sony might have just bought the rights to that and like Castlevania.
Oh yeah, Castlevania. Talking about bloody TV show.
Yeah, they're talking about doing have you seen that?
I've seen the first 3 episodes.
Oh yeah, man, that's a good.
It is messed up.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Castlevania to be messed up, but man.
Yeah, it's good. We watched both seasons. So yeah. I will say if you get to the 2nd season, all I'm going to say is the scene, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so Pyramid Head, George.
Okay, awesome. My number 2, I'll go with City Baba. And this is a game where you have a group of adventurers going into a maze. And one player is running the maze. They have the map. They know where everything is. And the adventurers are going in there trying to find treasure. There is a thief who will.
I think this is made by the same people who did Vampires in the Night. It looks like. Is it?
Huracan made this one.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's a different company. But the way that you go through the maze, you form a line, and then whoever's in front of the line gets to decide, which way you're going next. But then they go to the back of the line, and you rotate through. And the person who has the map has cards that show you what you would see if you were at each point in the maze looking at a certain direction. So it's almost like one of those very old computer dungeon games where you see like a space ahead of you and a wall to your left and a wall to your right, and then you push the joystick forward and you move forward a little bit, and now there's a wall right in front of you, but there's a space to your right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that. The whole game is run like that. And there's a thief in the maze that moves around and is going to be like picking you off and stealing your stuff. And it's not a cooperative game. It's competitive. You're trying to get the treasure yourself. And it's a really interesting system.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I think I saw that it was recently uploaded to Board Game or Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, really? Nice.
Because I recognize the art.
Okay, well, people should check that one out for sure, because I think it's quite hard to get a hold of.
Cool. I have an honorable mention, and for two reasons. I have two of them, two different reasons. One is Shadows in the Forest, because it is a game that you play in pitch blackness. You have a little lantern that lights up, and you're hiding these little guys behind the trees and such. I think it's a kid's game, right? It
is. It's not the greatest.
It didn't look like it got very good reviews, but it is a game you can play in the dark. Yeah. You put the little lamp out and you have to...
Absolutely designed for it, yeah.
Yeah.
If only it really works so well.
The second one I haven't played physically. It's the Night Cage from Smirk and Dagger. This game's more of an abstract-y kind of game, but the theme that you are playing, your characters... they're carrying around candles around this labyrinth. We talked about this game a couple episodes ago. If you want to check that out, I don't remember the number, but if you go on MeepleCore.com and just do Control F, you'll find it. But basically,
could have made my maze list as well.
It could have, yeah, actually. And what's cool is in the Kickstarter campaign, which you could buy these separately if you want. You can have those little tea lights. Your characters carry around candles, and when some certain things happen, your candle gets knocked out, so you can click it off. But if you're only playing by candlelight from the players, it'd be kind of interesting to play it in real life where, people's candles start going out and there's only like 3 people with them on, or 2 people. It'd just be harder because you're like, man, I can't see much.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So.
We're doing honorable mentions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a silly one, but I kind of wanted to bring it on here. A creeper from Minecraft. Just because it's
you just look around and like, bam.
Yeah, it's like it usually would destroy all your hard work, and you would literally get like really worried if you saw one just like walking around. So yeah, creepers, Minecraft.
Nice.
There's some tension there,
yeah.
Awesome. So my honorable mention is not exactly a maze game, but you do have to figure out where things are, and you don't know where they are when you start out, and that is the Seventh Continent. So it's a big exploration game, more so than a maze game, but it really is kind of a maze because you don't know where you need to go to solve the curse, and you don't know what is around the next corner, and you don't know where you're going to be able to find food and stay alive. So until you figure that out, yeah, you're pretty lost.
Have you played through all the scenarios for that, or?
No, not even close.
Because there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
There's a really good tabletop simulator mod on that one. I want to try it out. Yeah, it's really well done.
Okay.
Or I'd like to play it physically if we could, but
yeah, I was thinking recently about I just picked this one up from my storage. I was thinking about playing it with my dad physically.
That's cool.
So I may start in on that.
Yeah, if you do it and refresh on the rules, we'll get it to the virtual table.
Okay, let's do it.
My number one is kind of an obvious pick, but it's Nyctophobia. Obviously, it's got that axe murderer or vampire feel, depending on where you bought it from. And it's a game where most of the players play in pitch blackness because they're wearing a mask that makes you blind. and you're only feeling around at the pieces on the board. So that has a little bit of suspense because everything kind of feels the same, except for the bad guy. You touch him and you're like, oh man. So it's kind of got a cool effect. One player has to have the lights on, obviously, but you can dim him a little bit. You don't need to play him full blackness, but the players that do have the mask on can't really see much. So they should
be playing in full blackness. If
they should be playing in darkness. Yeah. As a matter of fact, when we played it at the convention, we had, I guess it doesn't have masks. It has sunglasses that are blacked out.
But they're not sufficient.
Right. You need a mask.
Yep.
That you actually need a mask to cover your whole face and be completely blind.
Sleep mask.
I feel like a sleep mask. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you need for this game. So nyctophobia, which actually you can get at a really, really good price. It didn't make as big of a splash in the retail market as I think it should have.
I agree. This is an experience, this game. Absolutely.
It's not a game I would want to play all the time, but I do enjoy playing it. It just feels exhausting to play. If that makes sense.
Right.
So,
no snipe hunting? No snipe hunting?
Snipe hunting.
You don't know what snipe hunting is?
I mean,
we'll have to go sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to go sometime.
Oh no, that's fake. That's when they just leave you in the dark and drive off. Yeah, okay. I was trying to relate this to board games. Then high school came around. I was like, no.
Spoiler alert, listeners.
I'll let you hold the bag.
No, whatever. I never fell for that crap.
Oh goodness. So my number one is I don't know what to call her, but it's from the Evil Within 2. Me and my wife just dubbed her La La Lady. She's just this spooky like ghost lady that would like float around, and of course if she saw you then she'd chase you. But the coolest thing was she sang it is a French lullaby song or something, and she just did la-las to sing it. But it would come through the little microphone on your controller.
That's awesome.
It was so creepy.
Cool.
Yeah, it was bizarre. So
yeah, because anything like you're not expecting it.
No, yeah.
Games don't use that controller speaker very much.
Right. Yeah,
that's so cool.
It ratcheted up the creep factor whenever you'd start hearing her sing. So yeah,
that's a good touch on their end.
Yeah, lady.
That's nice. And my number one my number one maze game, we're just talking about masks, actually has a mask, and it is Mask of Anubis.
Yeah.
A co-op game where you have a mask that you put your phone in, and your phone is running an app that shows you the maze. And you have to look around and figure out where you are. It's like a VR kind of thing, and describe it to the other players so they can put the map together. And everyone is going to get a different perspective. When you pass that mask to the next person, they're going to get a different piece of the maze. And then you have to work out from what everybody saw and said, how do they all fit together to make the full picture? Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Did you play this, Matt?
Yes.
I thought you did. Yeah.
Did you enjoy this one?
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool.
Really like it. And it has a sequel, which is the Mask of Moai, which is a 2-level thing. So in order to see the above level, you have to jump.
That's awesome.
And so when you're in the bottom level, you're underwater and you're looking around, and there's all these different colored masks, and your position in relation to the different colors, you have to figure that out on the map. And then you jump up and you can look, and you're trying to see these different creatures that are up on the top level. And then you actually describe those, and the other players have to make them out of clay.
You ratcheted up the levels there of stuff going on.
It's so good. Mask of Moai, number one.
Yeah, I really like Mask of Anubis. I wish the VR was a little bit more VR, where you had to have a VR headset.
Yeah.
That would be really cool, but it's whatever. It works out pretty well.
It simulates that pretty well with the mask.
It does a good job. Yeah,
George,
it keeps the cost down.
It does.
If you had a real VR, it'd be expensive.
Well, no, like those little $10, $15 masks that you buy that you put your phone in, but it has the actual lenses that makes it full 3D. This one's just like you're putting a phone close to your face is all you're doing.
Right, you don't even need the mask. You just use
you can just hold the phone. So you don't need the 3D element from the lenses.
Yeah.
And that I kind of wish it had a mode where you can put it in VR mode and then put it in a real VR thing and get that enclosure immersion.
Yeah.
So-
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. Oh, George, I want to know why you did not include Mino and Tari. Because
Well,
you are aliens in a corn maze.
that's fair. But it's not a game that I guess is as enjoyable for me. But
Okay,
no,
that's fair. I was just curious.
That's a great call.
It is fun. Yeah. All right. So we got a little bit of time. We're going to move on to our final topic. And so our final topic is kind of ludicrous, actually. Because we're going to be interpreting rap lyrics.
I'm scared.
Yeah. So that was a joke.
Yeah.
We're just, Ludacris is a rapper. Anyway, so
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
I'm laughing at the beaver with the cards.
this is going to be better. I wish Eric was here because this would have been it's great. It's great.
This
All
is
right,
an
so-
otter. by
I'm
the
sorry.
way.
It's an otter. Yeah, sorry. It's an otter. I caught myself.
I'm trying to make myself feel better about this.
All right. So I was at Goodwill the other day and I found this book. It's called Understand Rap. Explanations of confusing rap lyrics you and your grandma can understand by William Buckles.
Oh man.
So it's ridiculous. If you're watching the video, I have a ton of paper tabs at the top because I did go through and hand pick certain ones and avoided others because obviously when you talk about rap, some things could get dicey when it comes to a clean podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So this should all be pretty clean, although obviously subject matter, maybe not. So this is the last topic. If you're not interested in this kind of stuff, please feel free to quit the podcast or whatever if you have little ones around or whatnot. But
Just to clarify, these are from actual rap lyrics from
Yes.
the year.
Oh, the book was published in 2010, so it's from
Okay.
any song before that. I didn't really
Right.
read the songs. I'm not that familiar with rap in general. I mean, I am, but not specifics. So this is going to be interesting. Now, some of these explanations, it is written like a very well white educated man would write. That is the best part about this. I don't know if it's serious or comedy. Let's just put it that way. But it made me laugh so hard.
Oh no.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the first entry here that I have marked. And I'm going to read off what the lyric is, or I'm going to tell you who made the song and stuff. So this is Lil Wayne from the album. Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. It's Lil Wayne and the song is Lollipop Remix. So I'm going to say the lyric. We're going to get George's interpretation.
Oh god.
And then we're going to get Matt's interpretation because he is obviously the most experienced here.
Right? It should be.
I
Yeah.
hope it's not the line my daughter always.
You actually know a line? See, you're way ahead of me.
Yeah,
And this is great.
So framing Henley covered this song, and there's a line that I don't know if I can actually say it, but my daughter would sing it. It doesn't sound on the surface that bad, but when you really look into it, it's kind of gross.
Well, okay. I try to pick very obscure, what does this even, for instance,
Okay, yeah, let's give it a try.
got so much chips, I swear they call me Hewlett Packard. George, what do you think this means?
Okay, well, chips has got to be computer chips because he's Hewlett Packard. So it means
This is Lauren.
but it's not really computer chips, is it?
You just tell me your explanation. We'll move on to Matt, and then I'll read it. I've
Right.
already read all these, so I can't make a guess because I had to really make sure that we were not doing anything crazy.
All right, I think it's poker chips and it's money. He's got so much money, they call him Hewlett Packard.
Matt,
He's probably
this is the best topic we've ever done.
he's probably right unless it's a reference to some kind of drug.
Here is the very educated explanation. I am so wealthy that people might mistakenly refer to me by the name of a large multinational computer manufacturer whose
Is that right?
Yes, that's a point. I get a point.
Integrated circuits are commonly referred to by the same name that others use for money.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think this is comedy.
I'm not convinced yet.
I can't even keep a straight face. All right. Here's the next one.
Okay.
This is Drake. Matt, there you go.
Yeah.
Drake. The song is Forever, and the lyric is "Swimming in the money, come and find me, Nemo." George,
I know this. It's a Disney movie. Nemo's a fish that's looking for his son.
okay, Matt, but you gotta look at the deeper meaning. Like, show
What?
me, Mr. Tambourine Man. You gotta.
What movie was that from?
Oh man,
Was that the one where she's in the inner city?
yeah, and she's teacher, whatever.
Dangerous Minds?
Yes, Dangerous Minds.
Okay. Look at that. Wow.
That was a really good movie. But
Yeah, it was. What's my interpretation?
yeah. You need it again?
Yeah, what was the line again?
Swimming in the money, come and find me, Nemo.
I mean, I guess he's got so much money, he's swimming in it, and I guess he just decided to make a random Pixar reference.
This is the best dollar I've ever spent. The educated response. It is possible that you could have so much money that there would be nowhere practical to store it, and eventually every room in your house would be filled with paper currency. Anyone who stopped by to visit you in a virtual ocean of money would have so much trouble finding you as an animated talking cartoon fish father had finding his animated talking cartoon fish son.
Yeah, this dude's looking way too into this stuff.
I feel like I got half of that.
Oh man, it gets better. All right, so here we go. Here's Fat Joe, and the song is "Make It Rain." I wish they would have put the dates on here, but that's fine.
It's also going to be money, by the way.
All right, here we go. Yeah, actually, you know what? These are actually in some sort of order. Like, I think, like this section.
It's all money.
Yeah, like this section is all money.
I'm
This
noticing
whole
a pattern.
section is money. Yeah.
Nice.
This lyric is for you, George.
Okay.
Couple bricks stacked on that triple beam. What do you think? Couple bricks stacked on that triple beam.
Are the bricks drugs?
Well, I mean, it's not really a question.
That's a question.
All right, so you're saying drugs.
I'm saying drugs. I have
All right,
no idea what a
what's
triple beam is.
All right. Matt, what you got?
Bricks are probably the banded $1,000 or whatever, also known as Iraq. A triple beam, though, I would imagine that's like a car, maybe.
A car?
I don't know exactly where he's going with that, but
Here we go. I casually observe that among my surroundings. Hang on, don't make me laugh. All right. It's so ridiculous. I casually observe that among my surroundings are two large, rectangularly solids of cocaine placed on the same type of very accurate scale used by scientists to measure the masses of things, either to make sure that enough product has been received in exchange for the money spent, or or that excess product is not provided when divided up in large quantities of drug into smaller amounts for sale or distribution.
Oh God! I'm giving myself another point for that one.
yeah, that's pretty good, George.
Triple beam.
Here's a classic: Snoop Doggy Dogg, gin and juice, and the lyric is "Smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice." George,
Smoking what?
Indo, sipping on gin and juice.
Indo. Right. So that must be Indochina. So maybe I don't know, like opium. I don't know.
He went from China to opium. Matt.
Indo is a shortened term for indoor, meaning pot grown in hydroponics with lights and stuff.
Oh,
I guess gin and juice.
Gin and juice is pretty self-explanatory.
High quality cannabis imported from the country of Indonesia has been chosen to light and inhale.
I feel closer, but I was still wrong.
While there are other varieties of marijuana that may compare to this, the aforementioned strain complements my beverage of choice for this evening. Alcohol mixed with orange juice, either in a ratio that I have chosen or that has been purchased pre-mixed in a proportion that is to my liking.
See, I didn't know the juice was orange juice either, so.
Man, I could have swore I was lied to.
I liked yours better, actually. Yours sounded pretty good.
That's what I thought it was, like, for real. Like, that's what I was told it was.
Everything I knew from the 90s was wrong.
Well, Urban Dictionary wasn't around whenever I was in high school, so I couldn't look it up.
All right. This is Young Jeezy, and the song is Still on It. George.
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube. You know we keep them white squares.
Okay, so white squares. That's got to be cocaine somehow.
Oh, man.
We're going back to the white bricks of cocaine, so that's the white squares. Rubik's Cubes, they have white on them, so I don't know.
Fair enough. Matt?
That sounds legit.
This sounds legit. It's too legit to quit. All right, here we go. This explanations. A 6-sided puzzle toy invented in the 1970s is solved when each side shows 9 of the same color, square-shaped stickers, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, also white, which happens to be the color of a type of drug that is often distributed in packages with 6 sides.
And what would that drug be?
I didn't say, but we're going to go with cocaine.
That's right.
6 sides. Huh. Okay.
All right. This topic, I guess I'll tell you the topic. This topic is insults. It'll give you some frame of reference.
Okay.
All right. Here's another Lil Wayne. This song is Fly In. George.
Yeah.
Call me Pac-Man. Your ghost is blue. I tried to pick the ones where like, it's obvious that you're like, what is happening?
No, I get it. It means I'm going to kill you because in Pac-Man, when he kills the whatever it is, it turns blue.
All right, Matt.
Yeah. When he eats the power pellet, the ghosts all turn blue and he can eat them.
All right, here we go. Yeah. If we compared our situation to a video game, I would be a yellow pie-shaped character who glides around a maze eating dots, and you would be a red or pastel-colored ghost named Inky, Pinky, Blinky, or Clyde, who, because I recently eaten a large power pellet, is now the same color as clothing worn by a gang I am not affiliated with and running away from me because you are scared.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's a gang reference there.
And the running away part, is saying you're scared. Oh, that's good. Okay. We don't get points for that one.
Oh, that's the only one I picked on insults for very obvious reasons. On the topic of cars,
family show.
Yeah, we might do a Patreon where we go through the rest of these.
We may have to. Yeah,
it might be R-rated. All right, here's a Young Jeezy song again. Put On. The lyric: inside fish sticks, outside tartar sauce.
Wait, what's the topic? I've already lost the topic. I thought we were talking about cars. Did you say cars?
We are.
Oh, Jesus. Inside fish sticks, outside tartar sauce. I have no idea.
It's Matt.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. This is the best book ever made.
Cars. I don't even. I had a thought, but I'm not saying it. So go ahead. What's the explanation?
My car's interior upholstery is a very unique tan or beige color that I can help you visualize by comparing it to the color of a piece of breaded and deep fried seafood.
Wow.
The complementary paint on the exterior is a shade of white that is very glossy and can be best described as the color of a condiment you most likely dip the affirmation food in. Was so stupid. All right, here we go. Some of these pages have like a top and a bottom, and I can't remember which one I picked.
Oh,
here we go. All right, this is Slim Thug. The song is Top Drop, and the lyric is "In my slab, puffin' pounds, trying to take away from." Oh my gosh! Obviously, I'm white. In my slab, puffin' pounds, trying to take away my frown. It's actually trying to take away my frown.
right. Okay. All right. So
On the topic of cars.
yeah, no, I got that. I just have to figure out what kind of a car a slab is. Cause I'm guessing puffin' pounds is smoking weed. So a slab, let's say, is, maybe, I don't know, a Cadillac.
All right.
I have no clue. What is a slab?
I am in my car. I think Alexa was actually trying to answer you. I am in my here's the lyric explanation. I am in my car, a place where I frequently seek refuge when life has me feeling down, smoking very large amounts of marijuana, reflecting upon recent events, and trying to forget about my troubles in order to see things in a more positive light.
I'm
so
disappointed.
Just a car. Just a car.
Yeah, disappointed.
Not any particular one. Okay.
All right, here's a Nelly song, Ride With Me. The lyric, watch the candy paint change every time I switch lanes. George.
The candy paint change.
Every time I switch lanes. Matt, you want to answer it while he's thinking?
I'm assuming candy. I don't know if that's a reference to a color or not. But the color changing, a lot of times they do those two tones on cars.
Like you splash it with water and it changes or whatever?
No. It's
like a Hot Wheel?
No. It looks like two different colors
depending on how you're angled at it. And the light
depending on what the light hits it.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. I'll go with that.
All right. Keep your attention fixed on the exterior of my car from a relatively stationary position, such as the sidewalk or a more slowly moving vehicle, and you will notice that I change my position of my car relative to you and the sun or another constant light source. The polychromatic pearlescent paint that has been applied will change color before your eyes. Whoa, we won the game! Boom!
Nice. Man, I got that one.
Here's another classic by Coolio from the song Fantastic Voyage. Slip, slide, slippity slide with switches on the block in a 65. And it's 65 as in like apostrophe 65.
Okay. Yeah. So a 65, whatever kind of car, slippity slide.
How do you slippity slide? Matt, do you know how you slippity slide?
Well, I know he's talking about switches, so he's got hydraulics. Slippity slide. Don't know exactly what he's talking there, but
George, anything else?
Read the whole thing again.
I said slip. I was incorrect. It's slide, slippity slide with switches on the block in a 65.
Switches on the block.
I think I butchered it in the very beginning, but whatever. You got the point.
I have no clue.
All right. I am driving a 1965 model car around the streets of my neighborhood with a system of hydraulic pumps connected to its suspension that, when activated, make various corners of the car, one side of the car, the front or back of the car, or the entire body of the car raise and lower to show off to pedestrians or other drivers as I glide smoothly down the road.
All right, we'll give that one to Matt. That was good.
All right. Got a couple more here. This is on, I think, the topic of relationships.
Oh.
There's another word there.
Yeah.
But we'll leave that out. All right. This might be my favorite one, by the way. This is Shoddy Low The song is They Know.
They know.
And the lyric is, way you drop, would have thought I had a taser.
Okay, I got this. He's talking to a hot woman, and she's dancing like real low, dropping, and he's saying it's like I shot you with a police control weapon.
He's even getting his responses to be like the
Yes. Yeah, pretty much that.
The manner in which you are quickly lowering your posterior towards the floor and the flexibility you display for me in the process might cause onlookers to form the mistaken impression that your body was moving that way involuntarily as a result of the electrical current flowing through it delivered from a weapon used to neutralize criminals. Oh, man. All right, this is crime and weapons. The other section got too bad. All right, this is Exhibit, and the song is The Gambler. George, we pop them toasters.
Okay, toasters.
What is the subject?
Crime and weapons. We pop them toasters.
Okay, toasters are Cylons. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm assuming popping is to shoot them. They're shooting Cylons.
All right, shooting Cylons. Matt.
That's all I could think of, too. So, yeah, sure.
We squeeze the triggers of guns as casually as if we were attempting to discharge bread from a kitchen appliance before it had reached the level of warmth and crispiness associated with the setting we had selected. It's oh man. I think this is this the same section? Yeah, it is. All right, here we go. This is is it Nas or Nas?
Nas.
It's a Nas song. Life's a Bee. Full word. The lyric is pack a 4-matic that crack your whole cabbage. George.
Okay. Well,
pack a 4-matic that crack your whole cabbage.
Okay, well, I'm carrying a gun that will shoot you in the head.
Typically what guns are used for. All right, Matt. Yeah, which is weird coming from Nas because I didn't think he was a violent rapper. But yeah, 4-matic. What would that be?
I don't know. It's got to be like an automatic pistol.
Yeah, maybe. You don't see a lot of automatic pistols, but I guess it's a 40.
All right, here we go. Someone has stored a high-caliber automatic weapon that is entirely capable of damaging your head, which is roughly the size of a dense leafy vegetable.
Feel like we're getting these now.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, we got in the two. I think the topic really matters too.
Yeah.
This is fashion. This is Kanye West, Matt.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah. Drive slow. Here's a lyric. Open up my mouth and sunlight illuminates the dark. I just picture him like in those videos where he's like, it's just like a beam of light.
It's the things that he says are so illuminating, for lack of a better word. They're so true and so pithy and to the point that it enlightens everyone who hears him.
Matt.
I think George is correct, but going on it's in fashion, he's probably talking about a grill.
All right, here we go. I was going to give you the hint, but I was seeing what happened. Should my lips part and expose what you expect to be the enamel of my teeth, you will be surprised to find out that the diamond-covered mouthpiece I am wearing, while not the source of light itself, causes reflections from the sun or other light sources to illuminate dark areas around me. At the same time this is happening, you might also note that the words I am saying will cause you to be more aware of matters that you may not have previously had information about.
Wow, it was
Nailed
both of them.
Splitting the points on that one. All right, we got 3 more. Here's another fashion. This is Nelly and the Saint Lunatics.
Yep.
The song is Ice-E or Icy, whatever. Hockey players paging me to practice on my wrist.
Okay, that does not make sense.
All right. Matt, hockey players paging me to practice on my wrist.
Well, he's got so much ice on his wrist, he can make a skating rink. So that's why the hockey players are calling him Ice Being Diamonds.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I have so much diamond jewelry covering the end of my arm near my hand that that individuals who enjoy a certain cold weather contact sport are contacting me on my outdated alphanumeric communication device. Having confused my bracelet for an ice rink they would like to use to improve their athletic abilities.
All right, well done, Matt.
I like the outdated alphanumeric device.
Oh man! All right, Skills and Pride. This is another Nelly song. Ride with me. Actually, it's the same one we did earlier. Yeah. Another lyric from it. Got the title from my mama. Put the whip in my own name now. George.
Got the title? Did you say?
Got the title from my mama. Put the whip in my own name now.
Okay. Right. We're not talking about cars. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say a title is a title for a car. And so a whip is a certain kind of car.
Matt?
Yeah. So I guess before he got successful, he was given a car and then he got enough money to buy it and put it in his own name.
What? This is a giant paragraph. Here we go. I obtained from my mother the documentation that provides ownership of a vehicle I have been driving. There may have been an arrangement for this document to previously affect her as the owner, either because of my poor credit or in order to keep the vehicle in my family should I run into legal trouble and otherwise be impounded by law enforcement. Regardless of the reason, and now that I have established a high level of monetary success, I will take this document in full responsibility for the vehicle. So you just said it like 5 words. All right, here's the last one. This is Ludacris.
My man.
Yeah. Diamond in the back. The lyric. No more haters be blowing Nintendo cartridges. No more haters. Oh, no, sorry. No more haters. No blowing Nintendo cartridges.
Okay, well, Nintendo cartridges.
What's the title for this?
The song? No, it's Skills and Pride.
Skills and Pride?
They would get dusty and they wouldn't work. You had to blow on them. That's all I know.
All right.
He says what? No more haters, no blowing on Nintendo cartridges?
No more haters, comma, no blowing Nintendo cartridges.
I guess he's bought a better system.
For his car or something?
No, just in general. He upgraded from an old Nintendo, so he don't have to blow on the cartridges anymore to get him to work. So,
like he's some sort of gamer.
He might be.
All right. Now that I am successful, I no longer have to worry about the annoyances of life, such as people who disrespect me or having to forcefully exhale into a video game to displace dust that may have been preventing an electrical connection to be made to a popular video game console. All right, well that's the last one I had picked out. So this one's Thought I Was Burnt Up Like Pepsi Did Michael. That's a Kanye West song.
Kanye West.
Yeah,
I have that album.
Do you really?
Yeah, that's the College Dropout.
Anyway, it's a pretty big book. I mean, you know, we only did like I think 20 something of them. So
yeah,
there's
there's a lot to learn. Obviously,
there's quite a bit of stuff in this. It was a good $1. It made a good podcast thing. So,
yeah, you got 175 pages.
Yeah, and a lot of them have 2 on a page. Not all of them just are. It's not.
How come you didn't do? I'm from the Lou and I'm proud.
Yeah, because it's St. Louis.
That's what I'm saying. That was a good one.
I tried to pick the really obscure ones. Like, what are they talking about? Yeah, because some of them make sense when you read them. If you are street smart at all.
Yeah.
But, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm glad I went through the book beforehand and hand selected a lot of them. There's some more I could pick that would have been really, really funny, but that's for a late night episode apparently. So,
yeah. Well, and now you know why I refuse to interpret rap.
Oh yeah, because how you
into sign language? Like, no, I'm just not the guy. Don't ask me to do that.
That's fair. All right. Well, I guess we're done for this episode. We're going to wrap it up, Matt.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We want to thank you again for tuning into episode 104 of the MeepleCore Podcast. This episode was recorded on October 16th, 2020. Please send your questions and comments to MeepleCore@gmail.com. Follow MeepleCore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check out the video versions of the show on youtube.com/MeepleCore. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple.
George Breden.
And Matt Robert.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.